What's happening? What's popping? What's going on? It's your dog, Toddy, in the building. I also got my co-host with the most. Mark is in the building. And this is the Waffle House edition. Y'all, y'all know me. I got to keep it a break with y'all. So let me be transparent first off. Let me apologize because we late. I'm sorry, right. We late. Our apologies. But let me, y'all know I gotta keep it real. Y'all, do y'all know? And this is all my fault. We was actually doing a whole show and we weren't even live. I forgot to press to go live, but you know what I'm saying? So I'm just sitting here talking and doing my mojo. And Mark like, Toddy, we ain't live, dog. I'm like, I'll be damned. So that's why we're a little bit late. You know what I'm saying? Because we done sit here and had a whole intro, a whole show. I'm going down the comments, getting everybody shots out. I done ordered my waffles and my cheese grits and my sweet tea, and we not even live. Right. So that's on me, y'all. So once again, I apologize. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even call that technical difficulties. They're just me like, oh, boy, you didn't hit the go live. But yeah, welcome y'all. Thank y'all for y'all patience. Again, Toddy, co-host with the most, Mark, we in the building. Y'all know how we do Waffle House edition. Waffle House edition, is what we had a lit one last week. It's gonna be lit again this week. Y'all know how it go. Friday night, you know what I'm saying? So it's about to go down. Go ahead and place your orders. Like I say, man, I got me some cheese grits coming, patty milk coming, you know what I'm saying? Got some waffle, extra butter. I got that coming. Got some sweet tea coming, so hey, man, I'm about to be full as a tick. You know what I'm saying? So welcome in. Let's get the commercials also out the way. As y'all come in, and once again, thank y'all for being here. As y'all come in, make sure that you hit that like button for us, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how to go that algorithm. So hit that like button for us. YouTube like when y'all like the videos and it pushes the videos out to a bigger audience. You know what I'm saying? Helps us grow. And thank you in advance. So let's shout out to everybody that checked in already. You know what I'm saying? As y'all waiting on us slow pokes again. My fault. We got our dog False Start Falcon in the building. So title was good. What's happening with your false start? How's it going? We also got Nee checking in and say, we ready. What's happening with you? We got our dog 3 Dirty is in the building. Let's go. Let's get it. We got our guy Atlanta supporter is in the building. ATL supporter in the building. Same profile pic. You know what's happening. Also, ATL supporter says can't wait to the preseason. Me too, bro. I got my dog John Brooks as always is in the building. What's happening with you, John? What's going on? What's happening? Also, John says it's the Waffle House edition. Splattered, smothered, and covered. You already know what it is, bro. And John, you already know how I'm rocking on Friday night, John. Long work week. You know how I'm rocking, John. Waffle House edition. You already know what it's gonna be, man. You already know. Atlanta supporters said, Toddy, this is the Waffle House Crew with the food. Hey, go ahead and order your food. Hey, Atlanta supporter, we made sure we got some extra help in the kitchen tonight. That way we ain't gonna have a long wait like we did last weekend. So go ahead and place your orders and make sure to tip our servers well. And they're gonna take good care of you, man. They're gonna take very, very good care of you. So make sure to tip our servers and they're gonna take great care of you. Nia's in the building, says, hey, Miss Nee, how's it going? We also got Millie Mills is in the building. Our dog Miller says, ABG, what's up with it? What's happening with your Millie Mills? What's going on, bro? Atlanta Sports got to feel that Atlanta Falcons going to be a tough team. I definitely hope so. And thus far, I'm liking what I'm hearing out of Flowery Branch. We're gonna talk about that too, Atlanta supporter. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna broach the subject of it also as well as we go through everything. ATL supporter said, "What's up, everybody?" John Brooks says, "Yo, hit that like button for my dog." I appreciate that, John. Good looking out. Atlanta Sports, I think Tyler King, that's why we had started shit. Hey, man, we were sitting there having a whole show and we had no audience, bro.
A whole show.
We were doing a whole show. We had no audience. That would took so long. We having a whole show with no audience. Millie Mills said that Troy Anderson video just made me believe in him a whole hell of a lot more. Boy, gonna be special. Gonna be special, man. We appreciate it, man. Thank you for checking out that video, dog. And that's the co-host with the most, you know what I'm saying, doing that little magic mojo to make that Troy Anderson video happen. And there is more of those to come also. So be on the lookout. I'm sure we'll have more dropping next week as well. Sure. So let's see what we got here. Make sure I ain't missed nobody here. Nee said who all went to camp this week. I know we had a lot of people in the group, Miss Nee, that went to camp also. And I'm sure we're going to have some in the chat also as well. ATL supporter says, can't wait to have camp at the stadium. It's too hot to be out there. It's been hella hot.
Right.
No pun intended when I say hella hot. And I feel like I'll turn into hot chocolate being out there too long. We got Russell Moore Jr.'s in the building. What's up, Russ? I heard Ridder was missing wide open guys. Rusty, you come in every week banging. So Rusty came in
ready.
Banging. He ready to bang. Rusty like, man, y'all doing all these little nice intros. Yeah, that's cool. That's cute. But I came to bang. What's up, Rusty? In the building. Let's see here. Rusty say, but y'all don't want that combo.
Right. They don't know.
I did, Rusty. I fell asleep at the wheel, bro. I'm telling you, we were having a whole show, Rusty. Hey, ain't hit the button. But yeah, man, welcome everybody in, man. I see everybody checking in. We appreciate the love already. Our guy Winston Thornton is in the building. Says, what's going on, chat? A nice ending to a Rise Up Friday. Yes, sir. Waffle House Crew is in the building. Atlanta support the time we had, man. Man, y'all just don't know. We had a whole show, bro. I'm just sitting here talking too. Crazy. Let's see. Tron McBride, I'm locked in. Let's go. What's up, Tron in the building? Welcome. Yeah, so everybody talking about training camp, you know what I'm saying? So let's get into training camp. You know, what do y'all think so far about camp, what you've heard from training camp? Are there any like camp battles you're looking forward to? You know, so let's talk about training camp. In fact, David Starks in the building. What's up with you, David? How you doing, bro? In fact, let me pass the mic over to the co-host with the most, Mark, with like training camp, bro. What's happening?
Yeah, first and foremost, man, appreciate you, Atlanta Bird Gang, for joining us tonight. You know, I know we had a little technical difficulties, but hey, we live now. But getting right to training camp, you know, there's plenty of headlines, there's plenty of storylines. I mean, as y'all know, Desmond Ridder, you know, he's always going to be the hot topic. We got Bijan Troy looking silly today in training camp. We had some injuries. Looks like we had some people retiring on us. It's so much to talk about. I mean, but the thing I want to talk about the most is, well, I guess I'm just curious. I'm curious of, you know, how much stock are we supposed to take into training camp, Toddy? Like, some people are like overreacting. People are like, you know, it doesn't matter. But in your opinion, Toddy, like, how much stock should we take into training camp before I even get into these players?
Okay, before you get into your spiel with the players, how much stock should we take in the training camp, man? That's a damn good question. I think you should take some stock into it, but I don't think you should invest too much stock into it, because like the great Uncle Steve say this every single year. Everybody look good in shorts and helmets. Steve said it every year.
Yeah.
Everybody looks good in shorts and helmets. So in a sense, man, and I know this finna be cliche, but you know, take it for what it's worth. You know, everybody that's out there running routes look good, and you know, all that. I think we'll get a better indicator once the preseason starts. I think you could put more stock probably in preseason and training camp. I think training camp is more or less, hey, let's make sure we know all the plays. Let's make sure we got everybody in playing shape that we need to be. And, you know, let's bond. Because, you know, we stay in dorms at Flower Branch. Ain't no going home, dog. You know what I'm saying? You got your roommate, you in the dorm, so it's time to bond. It's time to build that chemistry. So, as far as training camp goes, that's my spill on it, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you can only take so much from it. I mean, you got guys with helmets, like you said, shorts on, man. So you can't really see much out of the offensive and defensive line. You're not seeing no hitting. You know, like you said, you're really seeing how players are moving. You know, you're looking at chemistry, and you're looking at are these guys coming into training camp in shape? So, I mean, transitioning into, how these players are looking instantly. I mean, I almost want to transition outside of Falcons camp, man, because, I'm a dog fan. And, so I got to keep my tabs on my dogs. And Jalen Carter, it's looking like he's dominating in Philly. So I'm torn because it's like you said, we're not supposed to invest too much into it. But if a boy dominating, it's hard to ignore, especially when he was right there in our hands. So, like, I know you're a dog fan, and I know we had this conversation a lot. You sitting there at 8, in the 2023 draft. You got Bijan sitting right there. You got Jalen Carter. I know who you picking, but are you still going to say that training camp means nothing when you got people in Philly going crazy thinking that they drafted the best player at 9 in Jalen Carter? Are you just ignoring that?
It's hard to know as a big Bulldog fan, as you just indicated, you're a big Georgia fan. I'm a big Georgia fan too. So quite naturally, after back-to-back championships, when a lot of us Bulldog fans were saying, like, man, this is the best defensive player on our team, arguably the best player on the team, and he's right there for our taking, and we don't grab him. And then it came out before the draft that the Falcons were not going to draft him. So that was that was some news that was reported. And once the draft started, of course, we skipped right by him. And that goes back to something we talked about, I think, last week, Mark, when we talked about the Falcons filter. That I'm sure that played a very big part in the general manager, the owner, and Rich McKay and everybody's decision not to take Jalen Carter. I want him to have a very great career, productive career. I just hope it's not one of those things in 4 years we're looking back like, oh, bro, we had him, dog. That's my hope. That's my hopes. That is my hopes. Bijan is here. I wouldn't huge fan of the pick, but he is here. But that's gonna be, y'all know how we do with Falcons, man. We're gonna be looking at what Bijan do. We're gonna be looking at what Jalen Carter do. So we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. That's what I got on it. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and it's fun when you think about it. It's almost like it has that Trae Young and Luka Doncic type of vibe, where it's almost like these two players are going to be linked their whole career because he was right there for the taking. And I mean, with Goldman looking like he's going to retire again, man, I think that need is being highlighted at an all-time high right now. But again, like, I'm torn because I agree. Training camp. It's essentially practice, and it's hard to take too much stock into it. But it's like, man, you got a dog first and foremost that's looking like a dog in the NFL. He was right there for the taking, and that was more so a need for this franchise going into the draft. We're looking at defensive pieces. We're looking at pass rushers, and he's had a recent interview where he's saying, he thinks he's the best defensive tackle in the league. I mean, so it's just like, it's one of those things that, again, it has me torn. And transitioning to that, another thing that has me conflicted is, Calvin Ridley, man.
Oh, hold on.
I'm down here.
And I'm sorry, real quick before we go to Ridley, I want to actually ask you a question before we talk about the Black Pete Rose. But quick question.
Definitely Black Pete Rose.
Black Pete Rose. Arthur Smith is our head coach, right? And we know he's offensive coach. He likes to run the ball. Obviously, we've seen that in Tennessee. We've seen it in Atlanta.
Right.
Hypothetically speaking, let's just say by chance Dan Quinn was still the head coach, Mark. Let's just say Quinn was still here. This is all hypotheticals. Do you think if Quinn was here in the same, you still got all this offseason drama with Jalen Carter, do you think they still go Bijan in the draft? Or do you think Quinn stands up and say, hey, Arthur Blank, listen, you got to trust me on this one. I know it seems like a big risk with everything around him, but this is the guy. What do you think would happen in that situation?
Ty, stop playing, man. Stop playing. Stop playing. Like, first of all, we probably don't pick Pitts or London if DQ was still here. But when we're looking at this draft, stop playing, man. Like, the crazy thing is about, like, I mean, I know you asked about this draft class, but we probably end up with Parsons, because I mean that's a damn near, that's a Vic Beasley 2.0. Or a Surtain. We end up with one of these long defenders. But this year, I mean, it has the perfect makeup for his DNA, which was fast and physical. I mean, we talked about this before, but in most drafts, Jalen Carter wanted with top 3, top 4. So, I mean, he wasn't even supposed to be there. He wasn't even supposed to be available at 8. So I think regardless if it was Dan Quinn, Arthur Smith, Mike Smith, Jim Mora Jr., Bobby Petrino, I think 90% of our coaches would have loved to have picked Jalen Carter at 8. So, like I said, stop playing, man. Stop playing, man. Jalen Carter, falling that deep in the drive. Come on now.
All right, and before we go to Ridley, let's catch up with some comments real quick. We got Travis Preston in the building. So give me an all-star with bacon, please. We got it coming. We got our old ancient Uncle Steve. Speaking of Uncle Steve, we just spoke to Uncle Steve about 10 minutes ago. Uncle Steve is in the building and says, my guys, I actually did the same thing last month. 15 minutes talking and realizing my Homer Simpson voice. Duh. That's how we was. It was sick. I'm like, oh God, right. We gotta go through this again. Don't scatter, smother, and cover for me while I'm still at work. We got you, Steve. We got you, and let them know what you want to drink. Also, Millie Mills in the building. His aunt was, and that's an emoji. I can't see it. John Harris is in the building. Said I want pork chops with pecan waffle and give me a Henny and Coke. John Harris, I'm on that Buffalo Trace tonight, dog. You know what I'm saying? So it's about to go down, dog. It's about to go down. Facebook user says, y'all got something against IHOP? We don't. But this the Atlanta Falcons and Waffle House in Atlanta. With Georgia in general, it just go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? So we just really kind of just stick it to our roots. It's just like if we was to name it the Crystals edition, we wouldn't call it the White Castle edition because right. we got crystals here in Georgia. But then it gets white IHOP. Shout out IHOP. Pancake waffles all day. Red Rose in the building said, "What's up, dog? What's up? What's happening? What's happening?" But yeah, go ahead, Mark. Let's touch the Ridder subject, and then we can start bringing the crew in here, man. They should have at least some of their food by now, I would expect, because we told them to get here early. So we'll start bringing some of the crew in and get this thing really, really popping. So yeah, what's on your mind as far as Calvin goes?
Yeah, I mean, shoot, man, we want to drop that link. We can get some people backstage, and just let people know, going into this live, obviously, we're gonna get crunk. We're gonna represent Atlanta well. But you may get muted tonight. We're just gonna let you know. We want to be respectful. We want everyone to get their point across. So if you get muted, don't take it personal. We just want everyone to be able to speak their mind, and we want the viewers to be able to hear what these people had to say. But I mean, again, going back into training camp, it's like, all right, man, I'm conflicted. Like, how much thought do you take into training camp? How much can you really evaluate from a guy in a helmet and shorts? But man, have you seen Ridley lately? I mean, I know he took a year off. I know he has fresh legs, but he may be one of the fastest, most explosive wide receivers I've seen in a long time. I'm down here in Duval, so I'm keeping an eye on the Jaguars. I gotta admit it. I'm slowly becoming a Jaguars fan. Oh, but man, really looking good. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna speak my truth. I'm down here. I'm not too far from the stadium, and the Jaguars, they got a lot of Georgia boys, former Falcons. So it's hard to ignore them when you look at Trevor Lawrence from Atlanta. You know, you look at Ford came from the Falcons, Ridley came from the Falcons. They just drafted a boy, number 1 overall last draft from Georgia. You know, they got plenty of Georgia boys. But again, looking at Ridley, he looking good. And as a Falcons fan, we should want him to look good because if he performs and Jacksonville was in a position where they had to resign him, if they resign him, we get a second-round pick. Right. So with that being said, what would you rather have, Titan? Would you rather have a second-round pick in the 2024 draft? And let's assume that Jacksonville has a solid season. So it's going to be a mid-round, second-round pick. Mm-hmm. So would you have rather have a pick in the middle of the second round, or this version of Calvin Ridley in this offense for Arthur Smith?
Well, I would have that's tough to answer because I don't know if we include the variables that got us here, or we include the fact that he was suspended, for that one season, or we looking at the fact that he pretty much told us he didn't want to be here anymore. But let's just to answer the question and make it simple, let's play like those variables did not exist. He don't get suspended, and we don't have him want to leave Atlanta. I would definitely prefer to have Calvin Ridley in the fold. As long as he's focused and he's playing, because when he did appear mentally there, you're talking about a top 5, top 6, top 7 at worst wide receiver who was still relatively young. And then if he is still here, then at that point, well, you don't have to, and I ain't got nothing against Drake, y'all, so don't get mad at me, but you don't have to draft Drake London at that point. You can go invest that somewhere else on the field because you still got Calvin Ridley here who will probably be a force, the next 4 to 6 years, I would assume.
But at least to clear that up, you got to remember, we drafted London even knowing that Ridley was about to get suspended. So we would still have London in the offense. It's not a either or. Essentially we'll be adding Ridley back because he'll be coming off of the suspension this season. So we still draft Bijan. Everything is the same essentially, but we just bring back Ridley. Now, with that being said, does that change your argument, or you still kind of on the fence?
Well, I really don't think, like, if Ridley was focused and all that stuff ain't happening, I honestly don't think we draft Drake London. I think the front office drafted him knowing that there was some dissension with Calvin Ridley going on behind the scenes. And I think that's why they drafted Drake. But if those obstacles are not there, then yeah, give me Calvin. Because when Calvin was focused, man, Calvin was, hey man, he was looking like the next Antonio Brown. That's who he reminded me of at that point in time, the next Antonio Brown. And wow. I tell you what, hold that thought, Mark. We're gonna bring somebody in the Waffle House Crew on and give them that question and see what they think. So right now we're gonna welcome our dog Kelly Stinson in the building. Kelly, how's it going, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Chilling, brother. How's it going?
Can't complain, man.
And what's up, Kelly? Welcome on to the Waffle House edition. Definitely good to see you doing well. Hey, so the question goes straight to you. You're in the hot seat, man. I mean, I'm sure you've seen Ridley. I've seen you seen Ridley in training camp. Would you rather have Ridley or a potential mid-round, second-round pick?
I'll take the pick, honestly. But I'm a little biased. I had this discussion with Toddy before. Before Ridley had his issues, he was averaging like 50 yards a game or so. I remember we were talking about this.
Yeah.
I just didn't. I remember saying this. Me and Toddy got into it about this. I said I think he would be an elite number 2 receiver, but I don't think he would ever be an elite number 1. Now, what I'm seeing now looks a lot different than what we saw here in Atlanta, but I just didn't see that happening here. And then 2, there's no Trevor Lawrence on this team. So I don't know if we would ever see that Calvin Ridley here, especially given the quarterbacks that came after Matt. I don't know if we would have ever seen a true number one Ridley with Mariota or Ridder.
Well, I mean, because again, you know, he was suspended last season. We knew that going into the season. So his first reps would have been with Ridder. I mean, we know that for a fact. But you're saying again, that's not Trevor Lawrence. You don't, you know, that still doesn't excite you. You'll still take the second round pick.
I would say this. In terms of physical arm talent, Ridder and Lawrence are two different people.
Yeah.
So in terms of what would make the ability for Ridley to stretch and get downfield, like if you just want somebody to run 5-yard slants, there you go, London all day. But to utilize the skill set that Ridley has, I don't know if Ridder would give him the same results as Trevor Lawrence, given the arm talent that Trevor Lawrence has.
No, definitely great points. Great points.
Excellent points. I didn't even think about that. I didn't think about that.
No, that is a set. No, he hit on the nail. So, who else you got backstage, man?
All right, so we're gonna bring backstage. How they used to do the prices right before you come on. I wish I could remember. But anyway, we're gonna bring in the Atlanta sports radio legend, John Harris is in the building. What's up with you, John?
Gentlemen,
The OG.
what's going on?
We're gonna have to get some
The OG.
clapping sound effects, but we clapping for you, John.
Right.
Well, I really appreciate it, and y'all got to excuse what I got on. It's the only thing clean. So now,
John, you're gonna have to find you a young tender to do your laundry, man, on Thursdays. Oh, you gotta get you a young tender, man.
Right.
If doing the laundry is the only claim to fame, I don't know whether that's gonna be worth it, boss. But look here. We would now in the early edition, in the second shift edition of the Waffle House, where you were going solo, Tide. I was, man, you look like you had started a bang session right then because of some stuff that was going on.
You talking about earlier today?
And see,
We gonna get to that.
I got to say straight out, I would qualify, and I already know that I do, as one of the more controversial Falcons fans that have ever existed. You know, when you have to call the network and have them try to change a game so that your city is not embarrassed because you know how bad your team is. Some people would say that I'm a turncoat, but people, fan the way that you want to fan. Fan the way that you want to fan. You know, this is not a situation where we critique you or question your fandom because you have questions about what's going on in training camp. Y'all just asked a question earlier. How much of training camp should we take seriously? I mean, that's going to be for everybody's own discretion as to how they're going to view this thing. Right. See, me, I take it with a grain of salt. Say, for instance, pass play. Quarterback throws the ball, wide receiver misses it. If I see the wide receiver coach go to the wide receiver, I know it's his fault, or I can reasonably be assured that it was his fault. If I go to if I watch the quarterback and I see the quarterback coach go to the quarterback, I'm going to think that it's possibly his fault. Hey, man, take a little off of that. Put a little bit more on that. Put some mustard on it. Put some relish on it. Wide receiver, look, man, you got to break out of your route this way. You got to break out of your route that way. You got, if the man's going, if this is a deep pattern, haul ass. You know, that's what I'm looking for when I'm out there at training camp. Now, as far as Ridder is concerned, I can't give him right now the smoke that I used to give Matt Ryan. I used to give Matt Ryan that 3-engine diesel car hauling train smoke because of what he was supposed to know and what he was supposed to do. Ridder, that man been behind the 8 ball ever since he's been here. Okay? This is day 1, day 2 of training camp. Hey, the man is rusty. He ain't seen these people in these type of drills, even though you had your little OTA stuff like that. No. Can't give him that smoke yet. Week 2, week 3 of training camp, I might be able to give him a little smoke or whatever. But I'm standing back and I'm gonna watch and see. Even though we all know that the Falcons, this was a makeup call for the Falcons because of what you didn't do in 2021 when you had an opportunity to get a real quarterback. And I'm just saying real quarterback because of what everybody else is saying as far as this is concerned.
Right.
So that's my lead in for tonight. And man, I hope my pork chop's ready here in a minute because I'm home.
I got you, John. I'm about to go check on them also. I got you. So let's see who next we got backstage here. We got our dog. Let's see who came up next. We got David Stark in the building. David, what's up with you, bro?
Hey, what's going on, Toddy? What's going on, gents?
Chilling,
what's
bro.
up, Dave?
Hey, what's going on, John?
What's
happening? Okay. As far as that throw to Bijan today, after he had worked Troy Anderson, he was late. He was long on that throw. Took an outstanding effort by Bijan to catch up with that ball. But right now, like I said, I'm gonna cool out right now. And I'm gonna cool out right now for the next 6 games going into the regular season. And because those 6 games plus the 4 last year gives him 10 games.
Right.
Those 10, and after 10 games, you know what you got. Now, if this continues after 10 games, as I've said before, I'm not gonna get on him. He's a 3rd round pick. I'm gonna get on the person who gave him the reins to this car, gave him the reins to this horse, and that's Coach Arthur Smith. And now I got a lot of questions for him because he's the one that won that battle when Ted Fontenot wanted to draft our future behind center. He's the one that convinced Arthur Blank and tugged on his heartstrings about a clearly washed Matt Ryan. So I will not direct any of my smoke towards Desmond Ridder because, like you say, he's a 3rd round pick.
Yep.
I'm putting the smoke right squarely at the head coach's head.
And that's fair.
Yeah.
That's very fair. And that's really where it should go. You're right. You absolutely
might be
right.
ain't higher than that.
Talking about going to Buckhead?
Yeah. I'm talking about Arthur Blank.
Yeah, Buckhead.
Yeah.
Well,
he needs some of that too. He needs some of that too.
Now, why would Arthur Blank be on the blame train?
Because he let Arthur Smith tug on them heartstrings about Matt Ryan. You know, he may have said that mess about, well, Matt Ryan's position ain't sure, but those actions there, letting Arthur Smith talk him into Kyle Pitts, tells me he's still on that Falcon for life mess.
I think Blank is entering on Jerry Jones territory.
So do I.
I think I remember when he was wheeling Vic out in the wheelchair, and I didn't think it was a big deal. And people were talking about he might be a little too close to the talent. You know what I mean? Like making this Falcons for life thing and all that. He might be too attached. But he might have. He's not a football guy, but probably has his hands a little bit too much in the process and in the say. And I'm kind of seeing signs. And I remember we talked about the whole owners meeting thing, how they didn't make any definitive statements about Ridder being QB1 until it came time to those owner meetings.
Yeah.
And I remember, Title, you suggested, hey, no, maybe Arthur Blank called a huddle and said, hey, this is how we got to have these meetings and we got to be in front of this camera. This is how we're going to call it. Man, you look at the history now, man, and I feel like we might got to turn some of this attention and smoke towards him. Like, bro, like when you look at some of the hires, and bro, I will never forgive him for Jim Mora Jr. hire. That was the worst hire ever. And then followed that up with Bobby Petrino.
Yeah.
Those,
Right.
as an organization, with those two, like you get rid of arguably one of the most successful NFL coaches in NFL history and replace him with Jim Mora Jr.
Yeah. Dan Reeves. Yep.
Well, now
Hold on, before you go, John, let me get everybody else in here because they've been waiting backstage for a while. We're gonna bring out the dog, Winston Thorne, in here. Winston, what's up with you, bro?
There he is.
Winston.
You know
Hey, man, stay on the move. Stay on the move.
What's going on, fella?
Chilling,
Nah,
bro.
man.
How's it going?
I was sitting at the damn bar, sitting there waiting on Ty to slow it.
Man, we had a whole show with no audience, dog. That took so long.
Right.
A whole show.
Man. Like, I was sitting there listening to y'all, and I don't think the whole Matt Ryan staying an extra year, they put it like this. They needed a quarterback. You already have a quarterback here. The dead cap would be less after the season. You run with that quarterback. You draft towards the future. There's no purpose of sitting and drafting a quarterback in that first draft because we had no talent on the team. The whole reason why we're excited about this team now is because the talent that we done drafted since then. Look at the talent that we done drafted. Look at the free agency that we done brought in now, and now we're excited about this team. Last offseason when they said we probably win what 2-5 games or whatever, people were like, all right, well, I can see that. The year before that, when they had us winning 2 games, I can see that. Now we have talent. Now when they sit there and say, hey, you ain't gonna win number 5.5 games, like hell no. I don't see that anymore. There's a difference. There was no purpose of going to get a quarterback in the first 2 drafts. And then last draft, I mean, to be honest, the quarterback talent wasn't there. But there was no purpose of going to get a quarterback in the first draft or the second draft when you don't have nobody on the team. What is the quarterback gonna do? Sit there and run around and look like Justin Fields? And everybody sitting there saying he a bust, he's a bump. Why? Because he has no team, he has no talent around him. But if Ridder doesn't work out and we draft a quarterback, he got a ready-made team. It's plug and play.
But we still gotta give up everything to go get him.
I mean, hey, what would you rather do? Give up everything to go get a man and get a Super Bowl?
If we would have got a quarterback year 1, the only thing we would have swapped out was Pitts. So you would have swapped out Pitts for a quarterback.
To be honest, I would have rather win Parsons. Me personally, I would have drafted Michael Parsons.
Well, I'm just saying, like, all right, hypothetically, we get a quarterback year 1. The only thing we're swapping out is a quarterback for Pitts. Now, if we go get a quarterback on the back end, we're probably, let's say we're 8-9, 9 and whatever, right? We still gonna have to trade up all our assets to get to the top of the draft to get.
No, you won't. You're still gonna be drafting close to the top 10, if not in the top 10.
Which
and Winston, you build a football team inside out,
right?
Hold on.
And Winston, you build a football team inside out.
Hold on.
The most inside position is the quarterback.
Hold on. Stop it. Stop it. The most important
football team inside out.
The most important position is the quarterback. The most inside position is the offensive or defensive line. Stop it.
Now,
so you got to understand too. if Ridley
and your quarterback control that
like we think that he's going to produce,
quarterback
you can
control that
have an
offensive
extra
line.
second round pick. So therefore, that could be packaged. So we're not giving up anything. If you watch this regime, they don't give up anything to get somebody. It's always the extra pick that we didn't picked up somewhere along the way that we flipped for somebody. Jonnu Smith, we did it. What's that boy? In 2021. Deron Harmon, when we got rid of him, we flipped that pick for we picked up somebody. Like we don't spend money to trade up. We spend extra assets that we pick up.
Okay, let's
will be an extra
real
asset.
quick, Winston. Let's flip the switch then, since we're on this topic. Let's stay here. We just welcome in Red. We welcome in James. So we're gonna flip the question. So James, we're gonna start with you. Then we're gonna go to Red. Then we're gonna go through everybody else as well. So Red, if you could do it all over again, since this is what we're talking about right now, would you have taken a quarterback in the first two drafts, or would you have did it like we did it now? Would you have gotten a quarterback before the third round?
What? What? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you're perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
you my boy, Blue.
Shut up, Winston. Y'all see your ass outside again. Anyway, Winston made a good point. Definitely last year the quarterback draft was weak. Now I assume my man up at the top, you wanted Fields over Pitts that first year, right?
I wanted everybody over a tight end that can't block.
Okay, yeah.
Say.
I personally definitely would have took.
But I do believe Fields will be I think he would have worked in this Arthur Smith system, and I do think he's going to be a all-pro quarterback at some point.
Well, like Winston said, when you look at the team we got right now, the way they've drafted these past 2 years, even though I disagree with Pitts at the time, the team is really a quarterback away right now from being that team.
And we could have probably had that quarterback.
We could have, but now if Pitts come back strong and London get his numbers and Bijan
score 3 touchdowns in 2 years, he probably would have been better off with a quarterback.
Right now, if Pitts fail this year, then I probably will say, man, that's 2 bad seasons out of 3. You probably could have went with that quarterback. But like I say, it was they playing, so we're gonna see how it pair out this year. Like I say, this year is very big for both of these guys because it's gonna force us all to look. See, that's what I'm saying. Once we see how this year pan out, we can all look back at the last 2 drafts intelligently and say, yeah, you see, I told you so. Should have did this, should have did that, because we'll have a clearer picture of where we stand after 3 seasons.
Yeah,
but like I said,
they get paid for having foresight, for not having to sit back and have revisionist history. They get paid to make sure it's done and not have to say, oh, we messed up.
I'm with you, dog. I'm with you because I don't want to go through another regime where it's always we could have did, like I say, we should and we could have. You see what I'm saying? It seems like that's what we always doing. So I'm with you. So I kind of hope Arthur Smith show us something this year. I really hope everything y'all telling me, he a great play caller, this and that. I hope it pan out because I hate to hear what we all gonna say, man. If we fail this year or if we come up short in the quarterback department.
It sounds like, Red, your answer is that you would keep it like we've already done. No quarterback yet, right?
I probably would have took Fields.
Okay, so you took all that to say I would have took Fields. All right, James, what's up, bro? You with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm just not big on taking that tight. It's hard to think. I mean, when you need a quarterback, Matt Ryan on the way out. It's hard for me to say to pass up that talent in Fields looking right at me in the jaw, just like Jalen Carter was looking right at me and we passed him up.
All right, so James, I'm sure you know the question. Would you have went with the draft strategy that we went with currently, or would you have got your quarterback by now?
That's a wonderful question.
It is.
It is a wonderful. Yeah, it's a wonderful question. Thing is, I would have went quarterback. I'm gonna be honest with you because that's the most important core on the team. The main thing is, I wanted to pick at 4. I was like, "What the hell they doing?" But I just scratched my head, move on. Um, yeah, I would have took a quarterback because like they say, Matt Ryan was on his way out. For one. For two, you can give him a year to build in the system and what you're trying to do. It was going to be a 2 to 3 year process anyway, as you look at it, because we was cap stricken for the first 2 years. So why not take your quarterback in the future so you can build around them around that 3rd year? Now the thing is always going to be a coulda, shoulda, woulda with any regime, any team that you have. That's always
Yep.
going to be that coulda, woulda, shoulda. Um, the main thing is that this year it's going to prove the point that we're trying to make it right now with the quarterback issue. You should have took quarterback in the first year. Last year was weak, but we still know taking Ridley in the 3rd round. Um, that's really it. That's really it. That's all I got to say on that. Yeah, we should have took quarterback.
Okay, so that's 2 that said quarterback. So John, what you got on that question, John? Would you have got you a quarterback, or you did it just like we're doing it currently?
I would have gotten a quarterback. No question about it, no doubt about it, no argument, no nothing. Got to get the quarterback. At the number 4 pick, you don't get number 4 picks unless you were really bad that year. Okay. Coupled with that, in order to get back to getting a number 4 pick, say for instance you built your team and everything else, and the quarterback is the only thing that's left, you're going to have to give up some draft picks. You're going to have to give up some people. You might have to give up some money and a family member or 2 to get back up in the 4th round.
Or you could just be sorry, John.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But thing is, the way that it worked out, we were 7-9. Okay, 7-9, 7-10. All right, you are out of the major quarterback market. If there was one last year, you're out of the market. Okay,
Right.
So you were going to have to give up draft picks, just like San Francisco did to move ahead of us. Okay, that's what San Francisco had to do to move ahead of us. All right, so I'm see,
And they did all that for nothing.
well, not necessarily. Not necessarily, because see, the thing is, whenever you do anything like this, it's a roll of the dice. It's a dice roll. You got to take that chance. You got to do it.
Yep.
You got to do it. Now, like you said, things didn't work out the way that everybody envisioned for them to work out. Here, you got Mr. Irrelevant. That's going to be the starter next year. Okay, you know,
lucky ass team.
And there were rumors that we were talking about going and getting and trying to correct history by going and getting Trey Lance. Okay. So, you know, I don't know how that's going to work out. I don't even know if that's true or not. But yeah, I got to have a quarterback because and then on top of that, see, I'm not going to say that anybody is right or wrong because there have been so many ways to do this that teams have demonstrated how to do it. So you can't say it's right, you can't say it wrong, because see, there are times that things work out, or times that, you know, stuff just doesn't go according to plan. But if I had my preference, and this is me, the safe route for me coming in, new head coach, new regime, new philosophy, new team, new whatever, new quarterback, even if he has to sit on the bench and watch. Even if he has to sit on the bench and watch, I got to have a new quarterback, because Matt Ryan, like I told y'all, Matt Ryan had gotten to the point where he couldn't throw up if he had a stomach ache. So time for him to go.
All right, so John said the quarterback. And David, I think you answered the question on your first statement. Then you already said you got your quarterback, if I remember right.
Oh yes, I definitely would have went quarterback over Pitts. I'm sorry, because like I said, the quarterback, like I said, the quarterback is the most important position on the field. It's the most important position in North American sports. If you don't have one, people, you're not winning anything. Those days are done.
You're right.
They
You're
are
right
done,
about that.
people.
Right about that, man.
All right, and
So
I got a question real quick, and I'm gonna actually let Kelly address this because I think
Can I rebuttal on that?
hold on real quick. I'm gonna let Kelly answer this one because I think this is right up his wheelhouse. But Kelly, Wallace says, y'all, I have a question. What is wrong with Arthur Smith drafting the players that he wants to fit his scheme?
Exactly.
Well,
what scheme? What scheme is it first? Does anybody know what scheme it is?
So I got a question. Here, tell me what y'all think about this.
Yeah.
So one of the things about Shanahan is that people have called him arrogant, right? Arrogant to a fault, where he thinks no matter what type of defense you put out there, like his offense is just that great, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it's a possibility that Arthur Smith could have that same type of arrogance?
No. How? What has he done?
Hey, people.
Now he might have that arrogance. He might have that arrogance.
Here's where I'm going with it. Here's where I'm going with it. Because so far this organization approach has been everything that's counter to conventional wisdom, right? Every other team that's been going out and winning, they went and got them a quarterback. No one is drafting running backs anymore in the top 8 or top 5. People have learned from that.
Oh, I agree with
Nobody
that.
is drafting tight ends in the top 5, but yet they are doing every single thing that all the other organizations are saying we don't do no more because it doesn't work.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
We in a passing league. 2023, it's a passing league. He wants to run, right? What if this arrogance is? What if it's a Kyle Shanahan arrogance that's on his head? You know what I'm saying? So there's no proof that any of this works. There's no proof that any of this works in the last 5-10 years, but he's doing it. So him drafting a tight end that doesn't block, like, who says that that's even logical in Tennessee? Is it pretty much understood that that's a requirement in Tennessee with Derrick Henry in the backfield that they're gonna have to block?
Mm-hmm.
Now we just drafted a tight end that can't even put his hand in the ground in line next to that tackle.
And that's why they bought Pruitt back. You saw they re-signed Pruitt this week.
Congratulations. This is system, yet it's a system that has yet to be proven to work. So
I told y'all sure of his play calling. Like, I'm not sure the fool know how to run his damn self. I don't know what system, what scheme. I don't have no trust in him as a play caller. But y'all told me, or a lot of y'all last week said y'all trust him as a play caller. I mean, we got some talent. Don't get me wrong. We got some nice pieces on offense, but I do not trust the conductor.
So you don't trust the coach?
In regards to Wallace's question,
as far as running the offense, I mean, I hope he got a plan. But man, do you really think Arthur Smith is an offensive guru like a Mike Martz, like a Sean Payton, like some of these big time coaches in the league? Because I don't.
Well, in terms of Wallace's question, in terms of why is there a problem with him drafting players for his offense, he can do whatever he wants. It's just that it's not proven that it works. And to me, if you're gonna run the ball, I just don't see the logic. And
I would feel more better if you had an offensive coordinator.
No.
You said no?
Nobody would work. No. Man, that offensive coordinator would catch pure hell.
Yeah, you're right, because he'd probably be sitting there over his shoulder like a vulture.
Yeah.
Because that's his offense. Now, to what Kelly was saying, I'm gonna say this. And what Wallace is saying and what Kelly is saying, I kind of got to go along with it because see, the man is arrogant. No question about it. Arthur Smith is arrogant. Hey, whenever D. Orlando Ledbetter is trying to interview him and the man is finishing his question before the man can finish asking his question and then answering it and not letting him talk, that tell me this man is arrogant, okay? And, you know, came from arrogant stock. His dad, president of FedEx, you know. So thing is that then he gonna grow the mustache.
I did post this week, keep the mustache.
Yeah, now you know he got a mustache now. So thing is now he, you know, like the old folks say, he might be smelling himself now, you know. But my thing is that okay, as far as the drafting is concerned, we are unconventional. We're totally unconventional. However, as far as the philosophy is concerned, that's yet to be seen because, see, ladies and gentlemen, we have seen two different Arthur Smith teams on the field in the past 2 years.
Yeah, that's what's scary.
Two different teams. Now, this year will be the first year that we can reasonably, and I hate to use this word, reasonably assume that we see the real Arthur Smith offense or his real philosophy. Okay, this will be the first year that we'll probably see that. And just like Red, I got questions. I got questions because see, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what your philosophy is. So
I think we know he like to run the ball. We know he like to run the ball because we don't been top 5 in running since he been here. So the running game has improved. The offensive line has improved, but still though, like you say, this a passing league and this a quarterback's league. And even though the running game and the offensive line has improved, dude, if we don't have consistent quarterback play or our passing game not highly rated, I don't think we're gonna win many games.
So today I posted one of the greatest seasons by a running back in NFL history. The minute they got in the playoffs, they got bounced. If you go through some of the best seasons ever in NFL history, you take Adrian Peterson MVP year. Did they win? Did they even come close to winning? Like, you take the best seasons in NFL history by a running back. Do you see any victory?
Well, I remember one running back went 1,800 yards in '98, and his team went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I remember against Minnesota, he was basically out the game. We won.
You're right. You're right, though. You're right.
So, like, the thing is that you stack the box. Simple solution.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a defensive line, I put like this, as much as we want to run, if Vita Vea have a good day for Tampa, sorry to the run game. If you have a talented defensive tackle, you're gonna have to hit them edges, and they're gonna be waiting on the edges.
And with Desmond Ridder not being they talk about Desmond Ridder not connecting on these deep throws. If that keeps up, we can start looking at 8. We can Bijan and all them will start looking at 8, 9, 10 in the box because they know the quarterback can't throw the ball over their heads.
Right.
Let me put this out here for y'all then. If I remember correctly, the Atlanta Falcons faced the most stacked boxes in the NFL last season.
That's believable.
We just didn't have the quarterback to capitalize on the play action and the deep shot that will open up.
Do we have the quarterback now?
Capitalize on the deep shots?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, hold on. Because
I'm saying, I'm not saying
yeah, Winston, because it's your idea. Because we all gonna look to you if it fails, Winston.
Hold on. I'm gonna give it to you right here. Everybody looking at Ridder. To me, Ridder is not the best quarterback that we have at all. Taylor Heineke is.
I agree.
If it's an open competition, Heineke is going to beat Ridder.
Well, it's gonna be an open competition.
Whatever. Heineke is going to beat him.
So you saying he gonna outplay him in the preseason?
Man, he'll outplay him any day of the week.
Okay.
Well put now.
I mean, look, be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. What did Heineke do in his first playoff start against Tom Brady? When they
Tom Brady, every time he won.
No, he lost.
No, almost.
Tom Brady, every time he won.
but this is the
He
thing.
showed his ass in that game.
Now, isn't this because of a small sample size that we have as far as Ridder is concerned?
No.
Man,
'Cause
right? Hold on. And the reason why I'm saying this is that in camp right now, your head coach / offensive coordinator / offensive guru.
Oh, John, I don't know what you got the guru part.
That's that
This
arrogance I
is
talk
what
about.
they saying. All right, this is what they say. I can only say what they saying if I'm gonna say what they saying. Okay.
You gotta have some evidence to put the guru.
Well. Guess
Hold on.
why
He
did
done had the number one
Arthur
offense.
Blank
Top
hire
five.
this man? Why did Arthur Blank hire this man? Why did
That's a
Arthur
good
Blank
question.
hire Arthur Smith? Wasn't because of his
I
defense.
mean, it's not like he hasn't already had questionable hires.
Oh yeah, I didn't agree. Well, I didn't agree with the
Hold on.
hire.
Always have.
Hold on.
Always have.
Arthur Blank did not hire this man himself. They had people go and look and find a head coach the same way they found Jim Mora. The same, and see, people giving Bobby Petrino a bad rap, but see, Bobby Petrino, we don't know what type of coach Bobby Petrino would have become because Bobby Petrino came here to coach Michael Vick. Okay. And when he didn't have Michael Vick, the man was doing everything he could to get out of the building. Okay. So I can't vilify him. Okay, because of that fact. All right. But see, the thing is, it's not like the owner is going out finding these coaches or whatever. It's the people that he is entrusting to go and find those coaches, whether it be a group. And from what I understood, there was this group that he had that hired Jim Mora. Okay, now I don't know who it was that hired.
That was Dan Quinn.
Yeah, Dan Quinn.
That was Dan Quinn.
And okay, Dan Quinn. All right. Well, who hired Jim Mora? I thought he had that same group doing the same thing.
But let me say this, John. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's still the owner that's making the hire. Because at the end of the day, he has the option to say, "No, I don't like him. I don't want. He ain't got enough experience." So whether or not
he don't really know football. So.
And see now, okay, now I go along with that, Tidy. I go along with that. And the thing is, all right, everybody know that if you go to the blank mansion and eat dinner, you stand. Because I don't know who that is they got up there cooking. I don't know who it is they got up there cooking, but whoever go up there to the blank mansion, they him. And they ain't going no place. So
hey, look, let me ask y'all this question, right? What is the worst situation for a rookie quarterback to come into?
No offensive line.
Yeah, exactly, John. No bad offensive line.
Yeah, probably so.
A rookie quarterback that's going to play. That's the worst for me. Worst thing that can ever happen. And see, and I'm gonna tell you something. Can we pass block now?
Hold on. Because off of y'all answer, right? What did we do in each of the first two drafts? With the first three drafts?
Offense.
We got an offensive lineman.
The first
we
round?
got an offensive lineman.
Wait. Are you saying the first round?
No, not in the first round.
He said the first.
I'm just saying, in the draft, did we not go get an offensive lineman?
Yeah, we did.
Who? Name him.
Jalen Mayfield.
Yeah, but he busted out. But they trying to work with him.
Hold on, Hennessy, Mayfield, and then Bergeron.
Right. I'm with you. Now, what's your point, though? I hope you get a point. Get to a point.
But doesn't every team draft offensive lineman somewhere in the draft for the most part?
Hey, we're not talking about everything. We're talking about the Falcons. We're talking about our team.
I'm trying to say, like, what's so abnormal about drafting offensive line? That's common. Like,
Hold on. I just asked the question. They answered the question. I gave them the answer to the question. Right. All right. So therefore, if the offensive line is a major component for a rookie or early quarterback development, right? What's the next step?
Running game.
Got to get weapons on the outside these days.
I mean,
got to get weapons on the outside.
Hold up. Then we draft Kyle Pitts in the first round, and he line up more outside as the wide receiver than the tight end. Then we draft Drake London in the first round, and he was strictly a wide receiver.
Pitts ain't never really played with Ridder yet, so we'll see what happens this year.
That ain't what I said. That's not what I said.
They use him more. They use him more as a receiver. They use him more as a receiver.
Deliberate question and ask for deliberate answers.
We said yeah. They use him more as a receiver.
So then what's the next thing you need? Next thing you need for offense?
Lord, I hope you have. I want to get to the punchline of this Ridder.
A run game, right? So what did we draft? What did we draft this draft?
So you saying Arthur Smith is building the rookie playbook piece by piece?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. That's literally exactly what he's doing.
Well,
y'all don't want to see it, but that's exactly what he's doing.
Well, then according to you, he got the utmost faith in Desmond Ridder.
No, because what y'all not seeing is this: Ridder has this year to show it that he can do it. If not, we're going to go get a quarterback. They're going to be the first round pick next year.
But hold on, see,
because the team is already built.
Hold on a moment. That's some of the problem. Like we can't really say the team is built because we don't know yet. We got to win before we say we got a built team.
Right. We have
I see what Winston's saying.
Let me say this. Let me say this first. Again, we got to win before we say that the team is built. But you drafted Kyle Pitts, and if Ridder doesn't work, now you're in year 4 of a tight end's contract who already got you for $33 million guaranteed. Then you're gonna be approaching year 3 of a wide receiver who's gonna probably make northwards up to $20 million on his next deal. Then you're gonna eventually get to Bijan. Now you got 3 skill positions.
Bijan gonna be gone.
Who you ain't
get a 5th round option. That's the whole reason why we got him in the first round.
I know that. What I'm trying to get you to understand is you're gonna eventually get to the point where you're gonna be on these guys' second contract, and you still ain't got your quarterback yet. So you done wasted these guys' rookie years.
Hey, Tyler, you're wrong. If put it like that, if Ridder does not work out this year, the majority of the team is already built. So all you need to do is trade little bits here and there to go up and go get your quarterback. And then you fill in the rest of the team. And then you still have 100. You still have X amount of money in free agency to fill in the rest of the voids. Now you have a ready-made team.
How's the team built if we losing though?
This is what he's saying, Tidy.
You really
in Winston's mind,
that much?
In Winston's mind, we got a team.
Bro. I've been watching these boys for 40 years lose.
Winston saying, what Winston is saying. What Winston is saying, next offseason is going to be the year to gamble. He's saying next year, if we lose this year, we're going to gamble. We're going to trade the draft pick. We're going to go up in the draft and grab a quarterback because the team is already built.
And
we already got a ready-made
team. That, but the thing is that if you would have
got, if you agree with him or not,
you'd never have. You would have still had this team, and you wouldn't have the need to trade up for one.
I told you, I would already have Fields on my team
every year. So when you get the opportunity,
be honest with yourself, we would not still have this team because Ridder is on a 3rd round rookie contract going into his 2nd year. We're not paying him no money. If we had a 1st round quarterback, we paying him money like we paying Bijan. We wouldn't have this team that we have now.
I hope Bijan saves his money.
How would we be paying him right now?
Let me get into this here for a second. Because see, the thing is, okay, what are we considering as money? We're not, because see, the thing is, if we drafted a quarterback, number 4, are we paying him $100 million contract? No, you're not. Okay. You're only paying that person $35, $37 million.
You're paying them exactly what Kyle Pitts man could have salary
and that was what my problem was, because Kyle Pitts is $2 million away from what Trey Lance got as a tight end.
Y'all
right?
literally answering the question.
Hold on, Winston. Hold on, Winston. See, the reason why I'm saying this is that you're not paying no money to no rookies, no way, no how, no more. Okay,
Bro,
you don't pay.
literally
You
answering the
don't
question.
pay. You're not paying them no big money until the doggone renegotiation of the contract after the 4-year rookie contract is over with. You're not paying no money. So I mean, that's why I had to get. That's why I had to get what the meaning of money is. Because see, of course, compared to what the third round quarterback is getting, compared to what he's getting, no, it's not the same amount of money. But you have to have, if you have a first round pick, if you got a first round pick in the draft, you got to have some money set aside in order to pay that person. Okay, especially if it's number 4, number 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. You got to have money to pay that person. And see, we had the money to pay whoever it was that we needed to get. We had the money to pay whoever it was we needed to get in that first round. All right, for number 4. All right, we went and got a tight end. Now, in my opinion, we overpaid. We overdrafted and we overpaid. All right. Now, some people may disagree, like Winston, you disagree, but my thing is that I feel that we overpaid based on the fact that, number one, I'm trusting that the person that you hired as head coach here that was successful to a certain extent in Tennessee going to the game, that you know how to run an offense, groom a quarterback, get everybody together. I have been proven wrong on that, on my assumption, because number one, you didn't have a quarterback coach in here to coach nobody. Okay.
All the more reason why you would not go draft a quarterback.
No.
You explaining yourself.
No, I'm not.
Hold on.
I'm explaining myself based on what these people didn't do. Now, you're supposed to think that your head coach is supposed to be an offensive guru, is supposed to have all bases covered. I have found out differently that he has not. That's what makes everything fall apart for me. That's what makes me doubt everything. Because, see, I've got a running back coach trying to coach the quarterback that I picked in the 3rd round on how to become a quarterback, and you've never played the position, you never coached the position, and see, now I can't even blame Mariota. I've said this many times. I can't even blame Mariota. Now, Winston, you said you saw him in Oregon or whatever, but my thing is that if he got a built-in freaking excuse for not being good because you didn't have nobody there to groom him or train him.
All the more
reason
why
you can't stop calling him a
guru.
No more guru. We're going to strike guru from the vocabulary.
Red, you told me that these are quotation marks. When I do that's quotation marks.
We need to strike that word.
Hold up, Red. When I said the word guru, I made sure the guru. Do I need to take them down a little further? Guru.
Let's all admit, we have no gurus on the team at this present time.
Question in the scenario, real quick, y'all. Question in the scenario. Let's say, and y'all that's watching, don't get mad at me. We just talking football. It's a lot of hypotheticals when you have a Waffle House Crew here. But let's say,
where are my eggs?
They coming. I got you. I got you.
Scrambled with cheese, John.
But to go back to what we were just saying, let's say the Ridder project does not work. And let's say next offseason, we got to go find a quarterback, but we have won 7 games. So that means we're going to probably be picking anywhere from maybe 10 to 14, depending on how everybody else do. So now we got all these weapons. You got Bijan, you got Drake, you got Kyle, and now we back at square one trying to find a quarterback. Aren't we kind of chasing our tails like they say about dogs sometimes?
Arthur definitely gonna be chasing his tail. He gonna be chasing his tail to the non-hiring, to the fire line.
Unemployment line.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you.
Or the unemployment line kick in and he feel like he can make Ridder a starting quarterback.
Hey, what is that symbol in my doggone screen right now?
The waffle.
That's a waffle.
I didn't order
Well,
no.
well, like John said, you got a running back coach trying to make Ridder into a great quarterback, and man,
Ridder
the
needs
more I hear
all the
about
help
Arthur Smith, the worse I feel, man.
Well, see, and the thing is, all right.
Cause we got a gold mine of talent, y'all.
Does he have time? That's the only thing. Does he have time? Does he have half the season? Does he have half the season to show
We gotta wait for him. We actually gotta wait for him to become a guru. That may take forever.
well, or display that he's a guru. You know, because
that's why he need to hire. He need to hire an offensive coordinator. He just oversees.
Or maybe he needs to move to offensive coordinator.
I know he not, John, because if the offense take off, he ain't gonna get the credit.
He is offensive coordinator.
It was easy when you had Derrick Henry.
Wait a minute. We all talking about the Waffle House.
Coaches.
Exactly.
Hey, when he hold up that Waffle House sheet in front of his face, just like Andy Reid, you got the whole menu. Hey, he is offensive coordinator. Those are his plays.
And those the same plays we criticized last year, remember?
Yeah, those are his plays. And like I said, you've had two different teams under this man. You've had a Matt Ryan pass-heavy team. Then you had a run-dominant team. Okay? So he can... Now, I'm almost willing to say that he can do this. But see, there are things that he has done and stuff that I have seen that really cause things into question. Because I
was just about to bring it up, John.
New Orleans game. I just looked at that first New Orleans game, and we lost
NFL Network.
No, I recorded it.
Oh, okay.
I record them all and I look at them, before I say anything. Mm-hmm. But the thing is about that game, Mariota fumbling that ball. And I ain't talking about the one where he was trying to get the first down. He mishandled the snap. And New Orleans went ahead. Now, we could have won that game. And I saw some things in that game where the plays were designed, beautiful design plays, and it wasn't as bad as everybody was thinking that it was, in my opinion. And you all go back and look at the game play by play, and you'll see what I'm saying. We weren't that bad, okay? So that particular thing has me thinking that he does know how to design plays. Sometimes it's execution, lack of execution, and calling the wrong play at the wrong time. That's what I was Yeah. Hey, you're right.
That's what we talking about, big dog.
Yep. That's
what we talking about. Because critical situation, they're the main ones where you had the worst play calls, and I'd be like, "What the F? Come on, man!"
And the one that's sticking out in my mind right now is that Washington game. That Commanders game where we down there on the goal line and he called that pass play, and I think it was Deron Payne, or it was either Allen or Payne that picked that one off, and it was like, why that play in that situation when we are running the ball effectively?
What about the reverse play? What about the reverse play when he wasting downs on that sorry reverse call? Like, dude, you're using your playmakers at the wrong. That's what I'm saying, dude. You got playmakers. You got Patterson. You had playmakers last year and you misused them. Now we got better playmakers this year. I'm supposed to trust that you know what you're doing, Arthur. Man, dude, I promise you, if our offense come off looking bad, he the one gonna be looking crazy. Because like you say, John, it's his offense, right? He the offensive coordinator. Well, all the blame gonna go on him if we don't look good on offense. I'm telling you that right now. Because we don't know what we got on defense. That's always a question mark. But I know we got offensive talent on this team. And if we don't make it work, I know who to look to.
Oh, what's this down here? 4th and 2 on the 50-yard line. What's your
Oh, my God.
What you calling, John?
It depends on what I see out of the defense. If I see 150 men with swords and shields, like
stacked at the
Sparta,
line, he'll probably still run it.
if it looking like Sparta, man, I'm
Like,
looking-
man, I know we can squeeze through this little hole. If my one guy just, but dude, come on, you got to try to trick him sometime, Arthur.
well, and see, you have coaches with ego. You got coaches with egos, and
Well,
what
you ain't
they'll
made the
do-
playoffs though. You gotta make the playoffs to have an ego.
Yeah.
Well, no. Now, Red, I understand what you're saying. You got to have a qualified ego. But
Yeah,
but
we'll get it then.
There's a lot of
There's plain old
unqualified
ego.
egos.
Some people are just born with it, whether they have foundation for it or not. You know.
Well, he didn't sound like it when he first got hired. He was bumbling at the press conferences. He trying to talk with a little more confidence now, but he still sound all nervous and shit.
No. Hey, that's not nervous.
That man arrogant.
That's
that man
not
is-
nervousness. That
Well, you
is-
got to be a little arrogant now to get to where you at.
Hey, and let me explain it to you. When you think that you're the smartest person in the room, you think that you don't need to be wasting no words with folk that are beneath you.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
y'all,
understand what you're saying.
But
But you got, like I said, you got to win though, man. I don't want to hear that attitude.
real quick, y'all, real quick. Wallace just commented. He said, "But the play would have worked against the Commanders if Mariota would have threw the ball sooner because CP was open." This the problem I got with that, Wallace, is why put the game in Mariota's hand when you just been running the ball up and down the field? Why even put the ball in Mariota's hand?
Hold on. I was there at the game. This happened right in front of me. If Mariota let go of that ball early, it would have been an easy 6.
But see that
No if and buts about it.
But that's my
play design. Mariota
that's my
fucked it up.
problem though, because
Mariota sucks.
you putting the game in Mariota's hands when you got
Right.
a top tier running game. Because now you got to consider
And
the
Winston,
fact.
you say you are an Oregon fan, and you have even talked about that hitch before he throws the football.
You got to consider the fact that I'm letting Mariota decide the game, and we all
That
know that
quitter.
he's shaking throwing the ball. So why even give him that opportunity? That's the problem I had with that play.
Well,
I mean,
I'm gonna.
if you remember,
Okay, go ahead.
Mariota made timely throws in that game. Our run game got us back into it, but Mariota held up his end. That's how we got back in that game. That play happened right in front of me. And if Mariota turned that ball loose on that second step, game over. There's no ifs and buts about it. He said it did a dumbass hitch again, and
Okay,
we got to resolve that.
that
The ball got
game,
back down by Deron Payne.
that particular game, Mariota was 15 for 25, 174 yards,
Damn.
QBR of 56, and a passer rating of 77.8. Nothing about that game or that stat line says you should let Mariota decide who's gonna win that game.
That's the statistic. Look at the flow of the game. When we started to climb back into it in the second half, Mariota was hitting timely little passes. But the pass to OZ.
We had 167 yards rushing that game. We averaged 5.8 yards per attempt, and we throwing the ball when we should be running.
And the play was open. Mariota just didn't hit it.
That's what I'm saying. You putting the game in Mariota's hands. I could understand if you had Pat Mahomes, you had Herbert, Josh Allen, but you saying Mariota win the game.
Don't
that's like
that.
That's almost like the 96 Bulls, the last second of the game. Instead of letting Jordan take the shot, you say, "Hey, Cartwright, you got it, bro," because you don't got a lot of rebounds.
Or even worse, Scotty, you got it.
He did pass to Steve Kerr, and Steve Kerr hit the game with a shot too.
But that's not. But the play was designed for Jordan, though. It wasn't designed for Kerr. It was designed for Jordan.
It don't matter. He still hit the shot though. Ain't it right? It's a team sport.
But my analogy was you were designing a play for Cartwright. They designed that play for Jordan, and he made a pass. That's not the same. You don't design a last-second shot for Bill Cartwright when you got Michael Jordan. I'm not saying nothing about running backs with Michael Jordan, but we had almost 175 yards rushing. You got the number one run blocking offensive line in the NFL. Just run the ball.
Let me get back to what y'all was saying. The most important position in North American sports is what? Quarterback?
True.
And we don't have one.
So therefore, sometimes your quarterback have to come through in the clutch, right?
Technically, we didn't have a quarterback last year.
No, you didn't. He lined up. He lined up for what? 14 games? What, 13 games?
Well,
you didn't have a quarterback. Now,
we didn't have a quarterback last year.
Now that's
so along the same line, if Desmond Ridder sit there and do the same bullshit he did in the last 4 games, we're gonna have that same energy.
Desmond Ridder is a quarterback.
In that same situation, I would have that same energy.
Yeah, I had that same energy too. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, of course. If we lose the game by some bull crap.
Now that situation in that Commanders game, that's one of those, man. You know, that's one of those things where, you know, look, coach, get out there. I know we should be running this ball, and I'm gonna turn around and hit it from the back. Analogy wise. Now, we've been running this ball successfully. I'm thinking, and you know, I could be wrong, I could be all out left field or whatever. I'm thinking, okay, we done ran, and this is a running situation. Mariota, you go out there, and if you see that man open, you hit it. Because see, Mariota could have run himself. He could have run it himself. But that's one of those plays. That's one of those plays, unfortunately, that if it works, yay. If it don't, boo. and you know, I understand completely because see, I say that same thing about 28-3. Say that same thing about 28-3. What the hell you trying to pass the damn ball for when
Shanahan said it was open?
Yeah.
It was open. To be honest, it was open.
But
and see,
I got a point though,
it was the same
thing.
Wasn't it the same thing? Quarterback, you know, old biscuit maker back there.
All right, so quick question. It's 2020. Jalen Mayfield is at left guard. You got 1 yard to get. Do you run behind Jalen Mayfield?
No.
You go behind on Chris Listen.
All right. That's the point Toddy was making. Like, you go to your strength, not to your weakness.
I understand.
For that same reason, you wouldn't run behind Jalen Mayfield with 1 yard to go. You would go to your strength, which would be Lindstrom. The strength that day was the running game.
But along that same line, you got to look at the caliber of player. Jalen Mayfield shouldn't even be on somebody's practice squad.
That's the same argument we said about Mariota.
Well, no, I can't say that.
He shouldn't be on the field.
Mariota is a quality backup. He's a quality
But the
backup.
point still stands. You're not running behind Jalen Mayfield. You're going to run behind Lindstrom because that's what you need to win the game.
Because it's higher quality player.
I want to know who ran behind Jalen Mayfield because usually he was on the ground.
Ball right there.
And I don't really think he threw the ball that late. The defender just made a hell of a play.
No, he threw it. He threw it late, but the ball got tipped. See that ball supposed to be out now. It's supposed to be a little easy little law pad. He tried to beam it. That's how the ball got tipped.
And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't he staring over there at the doggone man?
That's what I'm saying. Who is he looking at?
That's why you don't get him the ball at the end of the game.
See,
To be honest, he was looking at OZ and he cut his eye back to CP.
That's still an ugly play design anyway.
Can't see. I can't see it. I'm gonna have to get my computer next time.
It's not an ugly play design.
Because
CP had delay release. He blocked in and dripped out on the side. All he had to do was just sit there and just lost the ball. He would have walked in the end zone.
Oh, just dropped it over the top.
That's all he had to do. Just lost the ball. He would have walked in the end zone.
Yeah.
He definitely had CP open.
Wide open.
Yeah. But
you gotta think about it. All right, so Deron Payne was sitting there engaged. He was engaged with Chris Lindstrom. His hand was down.
Deron Payne, another guy I wish we had.
His hand was down.
I hate to use this analogy, but that's the same reason you don't run the ball when we was in the Super Bowl. Your quarterback gets sacked, he fumble. So when you pass the ball compared to when you run it, a passing play has so many different moving parts involved in it. And one bad move on one of those moving parts could mess up the whole play. But when you run the ball, there's a less risk factor involved in running the ball. So I don't understand when you obviously should be running with one of the best running games you've had in quite some time, you decide to pass with a mediocre throw of the football. That just puzzles me. To me, that's when the coach has outcoached himself.
And that's one of the reasons why the AFL was more fun to watch than the NFL, because the NFL had to catch up. The AFL, man, they were flinging the doggone ball all over the field. Okay, they didn't care nothing about all that. And once those AFL coaches and teams got over in the NFL, passing the ball became oh, we lost Winston. He'll be back. Oh, there you go. But yeah, that play gave me 28-3 vibes. That play gave me 28-3 vibes. Hey, where your running partner at? He going in and out. Where you at?
Thank you.
There you go. He's back at the top.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, man.
He got the Waffle House suit.
I'm still waiting on my egg, bro.
Working on it.
They had to
behind
get
the scenes.
chairs up in here, bro.
Mark, do we got that video up of Steve Smith? We could talk on that.
Yeah.
Well, he was doing some hating this week, wasn't he?
Was it? But is it hate?
Well, it sounded like he was in his feelings. I'm be honest with you.
Yeah, it's hate. Why are you worried about the Falcons, man?
I love he's an analyst.
was that pass thrown from Jehovah Jireh? Hosanna? Jesus? No, it wasn't. We are in the NFC South, not the FBI South. This ain't the witness protection. Show me the quarterback who threw that ball. Because I know who threw it. Hey, yo, ball hawking season, I love it. But was that pass thrown from Jehovah Jireh? Hosanna? Jesus? No, it wasn't. We are in the NFC South, not the FBI South. This ain't the witness protection. Show me the quarterback who threw that ball.
Yes, I mean, this definitely goes back into the camp talk. Like, how much stock do we put into camp? I mean, obviously, we got Steve Smith reacting to, overthrown pass. But I mean, I'll open that question back up to the panel. How much stock do we put into a throw like that? You kind of just brush it off, or like, how y'all feel?
I saw Matt Ryan throw damn interception to Kyle Shanahan and go on to win the MVP in practice. I'm supposed to worry about a Jalen Hawkins intercepting Desmond Ridder off one little play and Steve Smith acting like I don't know what's going on in his mind right now, but no, man, nothing to worry about at all. Like I say, The man's still in his training stages right now. My man said 6 weeks. Well, we ain't got the week 1 yet.
If you see more than one of them ducks like that, then yeah. If it's just one,
Right.
then no. Because it could be anything. Somebody could have ran up in his face or whatever the case. He
Right.
could have been throwing off the back foot or whatever. But
I'd rather see it now than the game.
yeah,
Right.
if it's just one throw, then no, it's nothing to worry about. If you see them all over camp, then yeah, it's something to worry about.
Yeah.
I got a question. You can't test for CTE until you dead, right?
I think so.
Right.
I think so.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
Yeah. Steve Smith showed that like he got it. Watching us pray, man.
But
Not,
it seems
I'm
like
not
you were
worried.
more kind of directing that towards the media team for not showing the quarterback versus, like, I don't even think it was real hate. Like, what is there to hate?
Well, and to your point, when I saw that, that was a heck of a doggone clip to put on Instagram, because I didn't see the quarterback throwing the ball. All I saw was a person intercepting it. Okay,
Mhm.
and quarterback arm could have got hit. All kinds of things could have been taking place as far as that was concerned.
Or was that a drill?
Could have been a drill. And the thing is, could have been one of the coaches throwing the doggone ball. Because time to time, if you go to
That's why I say Steve Hayden.
yeah, because from time to time.
It was Ridder. It was Ridder.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Okay.
what. See,
I think he's
is,
at the camp.
See, my thing is that if I don't see no video evidence of it, I don't.
But if you
need proof.
remember, John, they reported he threw 2 interceptions that day, and that was one of the 2.
Yeah,
Right.
and see, my thing is, cause see, now, today was the 28th, right? Today's 28th.
I think so.
Yesterday.
No.
I believe so.
Right.
Okay,
29
now
now.
I was looking at 2 postings, one from the Falcoholic, the Matt Ryan-aholic.
Oh
And
my
then
God, are you serious?
Then from Coach Smith. Now, Falcoholic man said that Ridder was struggling today. Your coach said he'd had a good day today. Now, who am I supposed to believe? Who am I supposed to believe? Okay, now I know the coach has a stake in it, and I know that the Falcoholic, although not having a big stake in it, they have stuff to report. Okay, and taking into consideration that this is the very first week of training camp. Okay, taking stock, seeing an interception or something of this nature, just like I said, I would have to see the whole situation to be able to judge whether this is important or not. I have to see the whole situation. Just like I said in the very beginning, if after something of this nature took place, overthrown ball, all right, I'm going to get, if I see the coach go to the wide receiver and point out stuff, I'm putting on the wide receiver 9 times out of 10. If I see the quarterback coach at the quarterback pointing out stuff or saying something, I'm putting it on the quarterback, because it might have been an overthrow for real. It might have been that the wide receiver didn't run his route like he was supposed to. There's a whole bunch of things that could be taking place there. And since this is just when did they start? Wednesday? 3.
Yep.
Of training camp, I can't put anything on this one right here. And I'm gonna have to say this again. Now, if it was Matt Ryan, my foot gonna be so far off his behind, he'll be taking what type of shoe polish I got. Because you are a veteran. You're a veteran. 14-year, 10-year, 12-year veteran. All right. I got that. I got to put foot in that rear end. But
Yep.
since you are a rookie, and you still a rookie until you take the field this year, I'm gonna cut you a little bit of slack. I'm gonna cut him a little slack. That's just me.
But John, speaking on the reports, now I saw the one on the Falcoholic where they were talking about he was struggling, but the Atlanta Falcons official Twitter, they said he struggled, but they said that they got better as he went into the 11 on the left.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's really too early to tell. And then preseason. Now we're gonna go down there and scrimmage against Miami. We'll go down there and scrimmage against Miami. Now you're gonna see what type of offensive line you got. You're gonna see what type of defensive line you got. You're gonna see what type of quarterback and wide receivers, running back, tight end, linebackers, everything. Because you're not going to be going against your own people, and you're going against the enemy. Now, I always refer back to 2013 when we played Cincinnati. We were scrimmaging with Cincinnati, and then everybody was saying, "Uh-oh," because we couldn't stop nobody. Our offensive line was just like turnstiles at Greenbrier movies, letting everybody in free. So I mean, it was because see, man, right after that preseason game, and we looked so bad in that preseason game, they hit the waiver wire like Marines hitting the beach, trying to find people to plug in because the people that they thought that were going to be good offensive linemen weren't worth 2 flies dead, squished and sprayed.
That 12 draft.
So you just can't put no emphasis on what Steve Smith's saying for right now. He just really trying to hype up the Panthers to me, really, in regard to the situation. Because for the simple fact they know over there they want to feel like they can conquer the division within the first year. But overall, with that being said, you still got 5 more weeks to get everything together before the season and everything like that. So I just really ain't gonna put too much emphasis. I seen it, and as soon as he said his first word, I turned it off. I'm gonna be honest with you, because for a simple fact, I know it was bull crap at the end of the day.
Well, one good thing I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna say this. Love him or hate Arthur Smith, we got us a big team now. We're not gonna get pushed all over the field no more. That man going, who was that? Greasy Spoon Brown or whoever the hell it was we just got? Some great big, another doggone tractor trailer truck that we got for the defensive line. Man, I got so tired of seeing Falcons getting pushed, knocked down, drugged, holding on, people taking them 5 and 10 yards down the field with their feet dragging behind the man, and he just steady chugging and pulling. Man, we got us a big team now. And I really, wide receivers, everybody. And I really love to see that. I'm glad to see that, man, because see, man, it just hurt me to my heart. If the first linebacker or cornerback or safety didn't tackle the man, he shrug him off. He go falling down in the dirt like somebody that fell off a pickup truck with watermelon, But now, hey, we got us a big team. I really like that. I really
that is a plus. I give this regime a plus in that. They like big guys.
That's true.
Yeah, man, shoot. And I mean, that's what you said. Look, when I go to a training camp or something like that, and I see a defensive lineman, and I'm standing right next to him, and I'm looking down at him. Who this is? Well, yeah, that's our starting nose tackle. Shoot,
what? But you gotta think, John. I know what it was. See, for a long time, these teams thought the quick. They started to go quick linemen. They thought the speed was gonna top size and overall talent. They said, well, let's get some of these quick guys to go with some of the quicker guys on offense. That's what they thinking. And to me, I hate it too. This is football, man. Go get you a big motherfucker and use that big motherfucker to stop this little bitty ass son of a bitch.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, you got to look at what Grady been able to do too, though.
Grady big. He ain't super small.
Grady is undersized.
Grady ain't tall.
John, you taller than Grady.
Grady ain't big. Grady ain't number like 302?
Yeah.
Grady
He's short.
He's short.
3 to 6 feet.
Yeah, I don't think he's 6 feet. Is he 6 feet?
He probably
what? Grady ain't 6 feet.
He's 6 foot. He's 6 foot and like 309.
Damn, that's exactly what me and John were talking about.
Yeah, and the thing was, see, Grady hits cracks. Grady will hit a crack and expand and push that crack open and get through. He fights through. That's one thing that I always saw about Grady. And see, when in the Super Bowl with that Rashid Hageman, Brian Cox said, look, they can't deal with you because you too strong. And they could not block Hageman. They couldn't block him, and having him and Grady right beside each other. Oh man, they would tear New England's line up. New England's line couldn't even stand up. That's right. We got Big Jelly. Justin Ellis. Yeah, we got Big Jelly. Hey man.
We picked him up.
Look, I've always said that we need to get our linemen. If we let me see, 6 feet 305. Yep.
He's not that tall.
What's Justin Ellis' size?
I'm 5'11".
No, Justin Ellis is like 6'2", like 335.
Yeah.
Okay.
But see, like when you have a smaller, quicker defensive tackle, you need a big body beside him. Yep. That's why, like Tampa Bay got a nasty little combo.
Vita
I don't care what.
But that's the thing. The Falcons will have all they linemen. All they linemen will be fast.
Vita Vea like 350.
And you had Sue right beside him.
Caleb Cansey right there beside him. You need
those teams know how to build a line. We don't.
Defensive tackle. You have to have a space eater. Otherwise, he gonna get washed out.
Man, when the last good defensive line we had? I'm talking about like from all the way across.
All the way across? Abraham then.
Right. That was like Dan Reeves. Dan Reeves and probably built it up. What the hell? We got commercials on here.
Man, somebody GPS on. Where the hell y'all going?
I bet it Winston. Winston the one outside. Winston, you stealing somebody's car? Get out that lady car, man.
I don't have to I don't gotta say Nate car. Don't do that.
I'm just fucking with you. But like I say, Dan Reeves probably the last coach that built the good defensive line for us.
What about the 2017 line? What y'all think about them? I think they were pretty solid.
Yeah, that was good.
You got Poe and Grady.
We had Poe and Grady.
Don't, man, look.
Like I said, you have to have a big man, a big man 330 plus to go along with a knifing defensive tackle. You have to have it. Otherwise, the defensive tackle will get washed down. Look, I put it to you like this. When Anthony Rush left, look how Grady numbers dropped down.
Sure did. But wait a minute. Somebody said something about Poe. Dontari Poe that we got from Kansas City.
What?
Now, and hey, he was good.
Poe was good.
Poe was good.
Very good.
Guess what we did when we got him here? Guess what we did? We put weight restrictions in his contract. That man had to lose weight when he came here.
Oh God.
I said,
Because
what
Quinn
the
won
hell
that
y'all?
fast defense. And that was
Quinn
the
made
worst thing for him. That was the
No.
worst thing for him. That was the worst thing for him and for Grady.
Yeah, I mean that was the stupidest thing I ever heard of in my life. It was just like when Mora and them were here with that offensive line. They had to make weight. You didn't have an offensive lineman in front of Michael Vick that weighed over 295 pounds.
And it's serving.
And they kept it like that for years too, to our detriment.
Yeah, and I mean, and you know how they made up for it. You know how they made up for it. You had the dirtiest offensive line coach, Bob McKittrick, and that other one that was out there in Denver that chop blocking, cut blocking.
Alex, you talking about Alex Gibbs?
Alex Gibbs.
Teaching all the tricks.
Yeah, I remember Gibbs.
Yeah.
Gibbs is good. He's a good coach.
But see, Gibbs had credit. Them back-to-back Super Bowls. That's the way he made his name, man.
See, that's how Denver was able to run. That's how Denver was able to run. Man,
Yep.
shoot. You let somebody leg whip you and put you on the ground, you ain't gonna be ready for that next play. And they'll be right up there at the line of scrimmage trying to run a play right quick.
Yeah. And
we had Duckett.
Still was able to chop block. So if I leg whip you and then I go tap the same leg again, man, you done for. You done for the rest of the game.
You done.
Yeah, but hey, Duckett and Dunn excelled in that system, though.
Yeah, cause see, hey, you got a great big 240-pound running back after you done got your legs cut out from up under. The only thing you can do is lay on the ground and reach for him. You ain't gonna try to stand up against nobody.
Then we had Algie Crumpler coming out the backfield too. Not the backfield, but on the line too. Algie Crumpler.
Crack it down.
Right in that could block.
But
you got John Smith and Parker Hassett to do that.
Dan Reeves had a physical team.
Year, Kyle Pitts was sitting there learning how to do that. Like everybody's sitting there expecting like a high value tight end to come in the game with blocking ability. It doesn't happen like that.
The thing that I found ironic was
the only high value tight end that came in
the game is interviewing him. He's talking about the first thing they told him to do in his very first offseason is to gain weight, gain muscle mass, and to improve his blocking. He said he was literally on the radio talking about this, and this was right after his rookie year.
He ain't done it. He ain't done it.
Well, I mean,
improve it blocking, and then we have him on the line blocking last year. Where the problem at?
Man, that motherfucker don't need to be on line blocking.
It has
to be on the outside.
It has to happen somewhere.
So all right, so that's the issue.
Right, on the outside, because ain't no man, somebody gonna run his damn skinny ass over trying to block it. Anybody see his ass lined up next to him, they're gonna be like, man, I got that. Let me get out there.
I remember Cam Jordan.
I mean, that's what Cameron Jordan said.
Cam Jordan was in there laughing like, for real, who he gonna block?
And that's my point. Arthur Smith should be there. If he was I ain't gonna say the word. If he was a schemer like we need him to be, he would know how to put him in the right position to excel in his own offense that he drafted him in. That's what I'm saying. He drafted a guy and don't even know how to use him.
Hold up. For one, you can't have a tight end on that's like having a running back on the field that can't block.
He can't play tight end, Wallace.
Like it doesn't
no,
work.
That's Winston running off at the mouth.
But what do you do with a dynamic tight end? I mean, a dynamic running back. You teach him how to block. It's the same thing we did with Kyle Pitts last season. Everybody want all these dynamic numbers from him, but it's not going to happen in his second year. Why? Because he already showed what you can do as a receiver. Let me show you what I can do as a blocking tight end, and then develop my game. It's the same thing that happened with Travis Kelce.
Well, he ain't showed us, Winston.
Yeah, he ain't showed us.
So calm down, cause you get high, you get emotional for nothing, cause he ain't showed us yet. We still wait on him to show us. He got hurt midway through the season, so technically, all we know from Kyle Pitts is he's a skinny little pass catcher who can't block and will be better used on the outside.
You
What?
He's not great on the outside either.
that man 250. He the same size that Travis Kelce. They ain't skinny.
I'm
Now wait a minute, but Travis Kelce got a coach.
Jordan. Like
Right.
So here's the thing. I keep going back to the and I posted the video the other day. Like pre-draft, everyone warned us what was gonna happen. So I posted a video with Keyshawn Johnson and Bart Scott.
Yeah.
They called it pre-draft. Then they had the guy who's the former executive. He called former NFL defensive coordinators. He talked to Wade Phillips. He talked to Bieniemy, not Bieniemy, but Bergeron. He talked to a whole bunch of defensive coordinators.
What
And
they
they
say?
all said the same thing. We're just going to treat him like a receiver. We're just going to
That's
go.
what he's gonna be treated like this year
going
too.
to treat him like a receiver.
Right. That's what we need to do.
They're gonna treat him like a receiver this year because they already got
That's what they've
two
been
tight
doing since
ends.
the beginning. Is treating him like a receiver.
To get the most out of
They've
him.
been doing both.
If we
They've
treat
been
him like
doing
a
both.
blocker.
Defensive coordinators who are defending Pitts, they're just putting a DB on him and just taking him out.
Okay, so now
Exactly what I'm saying. So why would you not teach him how to block? That's the whole reason why we had him inline blocking last season. If you're gonna treat
The
me like a
reason you
receiver,
do not want him blocking in line is because Cam Jordan is going to ragdoll him.
Come on, let's let Winston talk himself into a corner.
Yeah,
They
nah,
gonna
I mean,
read.
honestly,
Go ahead, Winston. Talk yourself into a corner. Cause we're gonna come back to we're gonna be right back at step one.
I had the same conversation in Atlanta Bird game with a multiple people. And they keep saying that, well, he just a receiver, he just a receiver, he just a receiver. All right, well, if as a defensive coordinator, and I'm sitting there seeing him as only a receiver, what's the best way for an offensive coordinator to utilize his talent? I need to make him more than what he is, right? So therefore, if you out on the field and I only see you as a receiver, then I know that 9 times out of 10 it's a passing play. I need to develop your blocking. Why? Because if you're able to block to a decent plateau, then therefore I don't have to take you off the field and get my hand away.
That's a big if though. You said if he can develop blocking. That's what they've been trying to do since the year. That's a big
year 3, Winston.
Bruh.
I mean, I don't think it matters. When Kyle Pitts is on the field, no one's going to ever be scared of him as a blocker. Like they're going to be worried about him as a pass catcher. Like,
ain't nobody scared of Travis Kelce as a blocker, but he's still blocked though.
Now let me ask
you. The thing that Bart Scott brought up was that because he doesn't have the short area quickness, like he doesn't have the ability to just get detached from NFL DBs quickly. Like he's a long strider. He's not AB who's just gonna shift and lose somebody in the phone booth.
Yeah.
So that's been the issue with him on the edge. He's a tweener.
Oh man, this was a wasted pick, man.
Now let me ask y'all this. Now, Jimmy Graham was in this same situation.
Exactly.
Now I'm just looking at Jimmy Graham's stats. Now Jimmy Graham. Now Kyle Pitts is 6'4"?
Something like that.
6'5". I thought it was 6'8".
6'6".
I love the Jimmy Graham comparison too, because he's been pretty much a jag ever since he left Peyton.
Yeah, because the thing is, you got to give some credit to Sean Payton because of how he used him. You got to you got to give him that credit. But okay, he's 6'6", 246. Now Jimmy Graham was 6'7", looking like 259. Now,
he was bigger.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at now. Well, just an inch.
What they
246 versus 259. Inch taller. Let me see. Inch taller. What? 15. Let me see. 246. 259. Yeah, 15 doggone 14, 15 pounds heavier. But like I say, and thinking about it, I might not need to ask this question because I think it's already answered. Because see, you had a Sean Payton that integrated that man into that.
There you go, John. And we both know Smith ain't no Payton.
And everywhere else he went, he was
ain't
just
no
a
Sean
guy.
Payton.
He wasn't Jimmy Graham. When he went to Chicago, he was just a guy.
Y'all
Well,
overlooking the most important
in
component in Jimmy Graham is he had Drew Brees too.
Yeah,
exactly. Sean Payton had Drew Brees. What did Sean Payton do after Drew Brees? The same thing Belichick did after Tom Brady.
His numbers fell off kind of dramatically when he went to Seattle.
Yeah.
He went from averaging about 800, 900 receiving yards per year to about 500 per year once he got away from.
Well, do we really know what Payton has done without Drew Brees? He's about to find out.
Drew Brees left for like 2 years before Payton went to the
you never will.
And then Winston have some of his best numbers with Payton.
Who?
Mr. Crab Leg Thief, Jameis Winston, the Crab Leg QB.
He had his best numbers in Tampa Bay when he had 5,000 yard season, 30 and 30.
But Payton, you know, I ain't trying to sit up here and take up for the Saints now. But I'm saying Payton still had him competitive now. I mean, they want a pushover, and
he only played like 4 games with him, man. He got hurt.
How many years did Payton coach after Brees left? Maybe 1 or 2, right?
Like 2.
Right, and he left. So technically, let's see what he do in Denver. That'll be a better. That'll be a better picture.
It's nothing you can do to convince me he's not a great coach, though.
This man often. If we had Sean Payton with these 2 playmakers we had, Payton.
Regardless,
man.
I wouldn't be worried right now if we had Sean Payton coaching what we got.
Breeze or not, he's still a great coach.
He had an
I'm not knocking him being a great coach. What I'm saying is this: when people think that it's all coaching, that's bullshit.
Well, yeah, it's not all coaching. You got to have someone to coach. But I'm not subscribing to the notion that Drew Brees made him though.
You got to have talent, but you got to have the right pieces with the right fit.
Hold on. Look at Bill Belichick.
Oh God, do we have to?
What was Bill Belichick before goddamn Tom Brady got inserted? He was an under 500 coach. With Tom Brady, he won 6 Super Bowls. But he been after Tom Brady. Jack shit.
Breeze Bledsoe last year, wasn't that year?
With Sean Payton. Yeah. Sean Payton, what was he before Drew Brees? Nothing. Got Drew Brees. They added talent and shit. They go win the Super Bowl.
Well, hold on now. Payton wasn't coaching.
Rest of his
quarterback.
After Drew Brees leave, nothing. Jack shit.
Then, wait a minute, Winston. Payton and Brees came together.
Winston. Belichick made the playoffs while Brady 1 year. When Brady tore his ACL, he went to the playoffs with Matt Castle. So you really just can't say that. Now afterwards, yeah, but still, he's still putting up 500 numbers though.
Without a quarterback,
they won 11 games, but he didn't make the playoffs.
He didn't make playoffs. He won 11-5, but he didn't make playoffs.
Oh, I thought he did with Matt Castle.
But hold on now, Winston. He made the playoffs in Cleveland. That 95 team. Don't forget that.
That's true too. So they really made each other.
I'm trying to hear the question. I'm trying to hear what he said.
You said he didn't do jack shit without Brady.
Belichick made the playoff with Matt Castle. After Brady,
we cleared that up. He didn't make the playoff.
I thought he made it with Mac Jones too, didn't he?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, and I think they lost.
I think he did. He did make the playoffs with Mac Jones.
Mac Jones made as a rookie.
That's what I was thinking about Mac Jones. My bad.
But he did win 11 games with Matt Castle. They didn't make the playoffs though, but he won 11 games.
Well, is that?
But you had to look at it. You got to look at the division too. That whole division was trash then.
How they division gonna be trash when you win 11 games and don't make the playoffs? Obviously, the division was pretty damn good.
They won 11 games and made the playoffs.
Is
You
that
gotta fuck
really
Red.
fair? Is
That
that
make no
Won
sense.
really
11
It's so
games and
serious,
made the
man.
playoffs.
now? See now is
That
that
was
really fair?
Mac Jones' first year, his rookie year. They won 11
Oh,
games
we talking
and made
about.
the
I'm talking
playoffs.
about the year you said the year they won 11 games and then made the playoffs. You say their division was trash.
I didn't say that they lost. They didn't make the playoffs. I said they made the playoffs that year. They were Mac Jones' rookie year.
Yeah. Well, I'm agreeing with you on that. But
What are you
whoever
talking about?
said, well, somebody said their division was trash the year that they won 11 games and didn't make the playoffs, and I said it
No,
wasn't trash.
Their
I said their
division was
division
trash
was
for a
trash,
long
and
time.
they made the playoffs.
The division was trash the whole time.
Buffalo wasn't
Your boy
at
Brady was
the
up.
top tier.
Yeah,
No, was
the
Miami.
division was trash.
Okay, I understand.
Come on now.
Yeah, look, but you cannot if you win 11 games and miss the playoffs.
Stop boozing, man.
Obviously, the teams ahead of you were pretty good. Is what I'm saying.
Y'all
Huh?
You see
boozing.
what I'm saying?
But,
I can't remember who made the play. Matter of fact, wasn't it the Jets who made the playoffs? That was Rich Ryan year,
Rex
right?
Ryan.
That's wrong.
Yeah, I
had to be
figured
Brett Favre,
that's who it was.
well,
And Miami made the playoffs.
it was,
let me say this about Belichick after Brady. Now, is it really fair to say that Belichick was trash after having a run like that with a quarterback that he had for that long?
Well, Winston was the only one that said he was jack shit.
Well,
The rest of us say he's pretty good.
Hold on.
I'm just
I
asking.
said what he did afterward was jack shit.
Right.
Well, he
No,
did
no,
that
what did
defense
he
during
do?
that whole run.
What did he
you
do?
had Brady. I mean, look, Brady came out of the weeds. If Drew Bledsoe hadn't gotten hurt, Brady
Then Brady
would
would
have
never
never
play.
seen the field at all. Never would have seen the field. Okay. You stuck him in there, you won a Super Bowl with him, and the New England dynasty took off. Okay. So you had this man here with you for all of those years. You what's his name that was the offensive coordinator, left and went to Denver, then came back.
Josh McDaniels.
Brady was Josh McDaniels, okay. And Brady was
No, I
still
was asking
cooking.
before Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels was my coaching way back when Brady got the first couple rings.
Oh, I understand that.
Who was it, Charlie?
What I'm saying is that you
Charlie
had
White?
transition on the team. Matter of fact, Romeo Crennel was the defensive coordinator. He left. I mean, pieces and people were going, but Brady remained the same. Okay, Brady remained the same.
That
And
defense
now
remained the
you
same.
don't. And now you don't have him no more. Brady leaves. All right.
Right.
Now, once your cash cow leave, you got to get adjusted. This is all new territory for you. As a head coach, as a franchise, or whatever. This is all new territory. So the thing is that I'm not thinking it's fair that anybody categorizes that man as trash as a head coach because of the fact that you've taken away the piece that's been with you all of that time. I just
the piece one.
I'm with you, John. John, I'm with you on that.
Brady wasn't the reason they won the first couple championships.
Yeah, he wasn't.
It was that defense, and no matter what players they removed from that defense, he kept the defense.
Yeah,
he never paid anybody. All those cornerbacks, whether it was Ty Law or whoever played that cornerback position, didn't pay.
They did a good job of drafting. All through them years, they did a good job of drafting and a good job of spending money wisely.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and I've said it many times in this group. As long as you can't score playing defense, who that fumbling with? I'm seeing people pictures popping up and all. At any rate, as long as you can't score playing defense, I got to give that dog on offense because once that defense does its job and you put that quarterback or that offense out there on that field, that's their turn to score. That's their turn to score. And Brady, as rudimentary as he was that very first year, he got better year after year.
First couple years.
He got better year after year after year. So I mean, these jokers were living in the AFC Championship because, just like we established earlier, that AFC East was a dumpster fire. You had one good team on top, and everything was garbage.
That's exactly what I said, though. But literally exactly what I said. The AFC East was some shit.
They were guaranteed to win it almost every year.
To win that division. Why? Because no other team was worth a damn.
Yeah.
But thing is about that, though, Winston, you had to play somebody outside of that division in the playoffs, wild card, and in the Super Bowl. So
If I bring up 6 wins, in a division, to be honest, all I need is like another 5 or 6 wins, and I had the first seed. Then I only had to play the first round.
Yeah,
so all I need is 2 games to get to the Super Bowl.
That's
why it's so imperative that we win the division this year. Because the NFC is so trash, man. We can sneak into that Super Bowl so easily.
Well, you got to. Well, hold up now. Philadelphia had the first seed. Didn't Philadelphia have the first seed?
No, I think they liable for a choke job this year.
No, I'm talking about last year. Philadelphia had the first seed last year, right?
They did.
And their record, they were 14-2.
14-3.
14-3.
Getting about that. 14-3. They 14-3. Got the first seed. Now getting into the playoffs. See, thing is, okay, just getting into the playoffs is not going to guarantee you a smooth road to the Super Bowl. You got to get that first seed because you the only one getting a bye. They eliminated all those second buys and stuff. You got to get the first seed.
I don't think we need a bye. I like to go in rolling. Let's just keep playing. Don't stop. We don't need a bye. Because knowing the Falcons, we'll probably have to catch fire late in the season just to sneak in. So why sit down and take a break? They just keep playing. Catch Philly coming off their little bye week. Catch them slipping.
I mean, 2010 was that situation. We the number 1 seed, and we got smoked in our house in the very first game.
Right. So I don't even care about no bye week.
That bye will kill you. That bye week will kill you, especially if you got momentum going. Like
it depends on who it is. It depends on who it is.
It's gonna be us. That's who it's gonna be.
In 2016, you know how we got to the Super Bowl? We caught fire after our bye week in week 11. Our defense picked it up. Our offense kept rolling, and we kept going. And we never took a break. That's how we got to the Super Bowl. Then we took a break for, Super Bowl week or whatever, and we still came out guns blazing. But all the injuries. But you got a defense full of rookies. They never played no 94 players on before. You gotta think about college game, you only playing like, 70 players? NFL game, you only playing like 70 players. College, you play a little bit less. It depends on who you playing. They ain't never played on 94 games before they wore down.
Oh, they were pretty hype in that locker room at halftime.
We also had a home NFC Championship game because Dallas screwed the pooch. So that definitely played in our favor.
And see now
that Dirty Dome was so rocking. Whatever Dirty Dome was rocking.
Red. Oh, okay. Now.
Yeah, that was me that said that.
No. Somebody disappeared because that's probably Tidy running partner there. Cause I keep seeing these notifications.
I thought it was a Winston Wi-Fi going in and out.
No, I keep seeing these notifications.
I thought it was a Blues Clues.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Oh yeah. At any rate,
it's on you, John.
2012, we had a bye week. We had a first round bye in 2012 too, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yep.
Number 1 overall.
Almost
came out.
13-4 that year.
Came out
13-3.
Yeah.
13-3 that year.
Y'all trying to depress me, man.
I think we had a number 1 seed 2012.
We did.
We
Seattle.
first.
Almost blew that lead.
Yep.
Really.
Yeah.
Need a field goal to eke it out.
Yeah. And then we played San Francisco.
Did blow that lead.
And did blow that one.
Yeah.
Matt had a bunch of turnovers in the second half of both of those games.
The ghost.
Aaron Douglas had a wide open touchdown.
Turf Moss had
See,
Mud Duck with bad snap.
that ball that they threw to the side where he stumbled. Red.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, John.
Yeah.
See, that doggone ball Matt Ryan threw to him over there. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Well, go ahead. I'll dog them out enough about it. I'll dog them both out.
Leave that alone. Ball's already
The
dead.
fumble snap is the play that get me.
Leave him alone.
Yeah.
That fumble snap when we was in the red zone getting ready to score, that's the one that get me.
Yeah, or what's the fumble? Yeah.
That was the ghost fumble.
Fumble snap. Now
He saw what's the name blitzing? What's the bomb guy? The one that was yelling bomb in the airport and stuff. I forgot his name for the Niners. He seen him coming on a blitz and he pulled back. So then Matt fumbled the snap because he thought he was coming.
Yeah. And we was in position at least kick a field goal at the time.
Yep.
And he threw on that 4th and 1.
Dang.
He threw to Roddy White when Tony Gonzalez was breaking open. Had plenty of block in front of him. Had good block in front of him. All he had to do was wait for Tony Gonzalez. And I remember Tony Gonzalez used to always tell Matt Ryan, will you please throw the ball up, please? Throw the ball up. I got it. Just throw it up. I got it. But Matt Ryan, I tell you, they coddled that man.
That's
Why
y'all
did we go away from
QB.
Julio Jones that game?
So what?
Why did we go away from Julio Jones that game? Julio was eating them alive that first half.
Alive. Had two touchdowns, right?
Who was the OC? Who was the OC again?
Mike Clarkey.
That was Dirk
Clarkey was gone.
Yeah,
Dirk Cutter.
That was Cutter.
In 2012, that was Cutter.
Yeah, that was Dirk Cutter.
Yeah, that's who it was.
I think Malarkey got a head coaching job.
That motherfucker got
took that Buffalo job.
Did he go to Jacksonville?
Or Jacksonville, one of them.
I think.
Well, Cutter ended up in Tampa.
Cause nobody wanted to go to Jacksonville. At that time, nobody wanted to go to Jacksonville, and he took that job.
They ain't have Trevor Lawrence at the time.
Yeah, that was Jacksonville he went to. Oh, okay. Do you think that PI on Roddy? What PI? Because see, the thing was,
you're not gonna get that
talking
call,
about when Roddy, the pass got there. Wasn't that within the 5-yard zone?
Right, it was.
It was a bang call, but they not gonna get a foul.
And refs ain't gonna decide the game for you. Not no championship game. They ain't gonna decide.
Exactly. Then you don't blew a lead too. Get out of here. You gonna think the refs gonna save your ass after that?
No, see, and I've said many times before, I was always told that refs don't give no bad teams no kind of break. They don't give bad teams no kind of break, even though we had a 13-3 record.
What I always tell y'all how they think about us, man. I always tell y'all, folks get mad at me. Red, come on. Why you so negative? I was like, man, they don't respect us. They not gonna respect us until we win it all, especially after 28-3. I mean, before 28-3, they weren't really respecting us, really. But after 28-3, man, you can forget it. You can forget it about ESPN. You can forget it about everybody until we win a fucking ring. Nobody is gonna respect shit that we fucking do, man, because we blew it. And we blew our chance.
Yeah,
right. But we blew our chance to have nationwide fans. But I'm saying we blew our chance to have nationwide fans. Hey, we just completed that deal. We would have been like the Braves. we would have got fans all over this country if we had to beat the Patriots. They would have been like, the Falcons. But man, that's my team right there. The Falcons beat the Patriots. They stopped the dynasty. Man, we would have got so many outside Atlanta fans. But now, after we blew that fucking lead, y'all can forget about respect. We ain't getting no RESPCT till our ass win the goddamn Super Bowl.
You're right. You're right.
Well,
if we had won, we would have been like the Saints in 09. We would have got that fan base like the Saints in 09.
Well, no, they lost their respect because of Bounty Gate.
Not to that same extent, just because the Saints and Katrina happened, but would have been on that similar trajectory.
Yeah,
we did have to close the door. We just had to close the door, and we didn't do it.
The Saints cheated in their Super Bowl. We didn't cheat for ours.
Down the gate.
And we would have had a historic offense. We would have closed so many deals. We would have had the MVP winning the Super Bowl. We would have validated our historic offense. It just would have been so many things folks could have looked back and say, yep, that's my team, the Falcons right there. Even if we could have took forever to got good again. We still could have looked. We would have been looking back right now at that 2016 team saying, man, we suck now, but hell, we always got 2016.
You know how many young people would have said they had been an Atlanta Falcons fan to this day if we had won back then? The way our offense was sitting there scoring and the way that the league is moving in an offensive mentality. And we had the fourth best offense in NFL history. You know how many young people would have been Falcon fans if we had just sealed the deal.
Right.
But you gotta look at it like this, though. The respect will still probably want to be there because the inconsistency with the franchise overall in history. You have one winning season, then next thing you know, you'll have a losing season here, or you get bounced out the playoffs the next year. The thing is, at the end of the day, if they consistently winning, then that's how you build your fans because they believe in your team at that point. Case in point, look at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The first 3 games this past season, it was rocking. When they started losing, what happened? They got to consistently win. You can't keep rebuilding. You gotta have a core there. It's just like that's how it is to me. They give respect one season, then they the joke the next season.
Along that point, but I agree with you about consistency. But at the same time, if we had a ring and we had got that ring, fuck all the goddamn consistency. If we had got that ring, in 2016, man, shit.
Because of who we beat.
It wouldn't matter if
we would have got so many passes, man.
Because of who we beat.
Because of who we beat.
With us losing, then 2017 was our best shot. What we were supposed to do as a franchise was continue building upon that and be back in there 2018 and 2019 with a chance. We didn't do that.
Right.
But if we had won in 2016, if we had won in 2016, man, it wouldn't give a fuck what the hell we did in goddamn 2017, 18, 19, 20, 20 all the way up to here. It wouldn't matter because we won that one.
Right.
We got there.
We beat the Patriots.
Fuck all that goddamn consistency. Like consistency shit, that works for teams that are perennial playoff contenders. If you get that win, if you win it all, they buy you all the time in the world. Why? Because you did it. Look at the Saints. The Saints is still goddamn living off. They goddamn Super Bowl and what? The 20 2008, 2009.
09.
Man,
Matt
I'm
Ryan would
I,
be right now on
And
on Mount
can't
Rushmore.
I can't really say that to a point because I
Did
live
they
in an
team
area.
better?
Wednesday, I live in an area where it's a bunch of Saints fans and they tired too. I'm gonna be honest. They
All right,
that
but at the same
2009,
time,
that
but
2009, they relive it. They say it's cool, but they want to get back to winning too.
What? They suck. They better remember they
Man,
the Saints and they gonna
and
play
I
the
Well,
agree
Saints.
with you wholeheartedly because
now,
when I talk to Saints fans,
Shouldn't have
that's
got
all
that
they
one.
say. They
because
got that one. They want another one.
How
those
you gonna get
two
exactly,
times,
another one? You ain't got a quarterback.
exactly.
hey, those 2 times that they blew it in the playoffs where Breeze messed up
Yep,
and that one against Minnesota, see,
that
they
was it.
still feel that one. They still feel them.
Oh yeah,
But they still
they
got to
still
cash
feeling that
over.
now.
Hey,
I wholeheartedly agree, John.
They still got to
the,
cash
the
over
refs,
They
on
feeling
Super
it.
Bowl ring.
the refs gave us a gift on that Rams one because I honestly think they was gonna win it that year, and I hate to
Yeah,
admit that, but if the refs don't help, if the refs don't help out the Rams, they probably gonna win
Yeah,
that year.
because see, that
that's
was
how
clearly.
I 100% agree with that. Cause they was on a roll.
They
That
was on
year
the
they was
road.
on a roll.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
was.
As much as I hate to say it, they had a squad and they were clicking.
Yep.
yeah.
But
And see,
Well,
the
if you hate
difference
to, if you
are
hate to
in
say
the
it, why are we
who
saying
got
it?
that ring.
see
I,
that
that
wasn't
referee must be from Atlanta because the Super Bowl was gonna be in Atlanta that year. They called
Woo!
that
No,
bonus
no.
interference.
I couldn't have took it.
Now
I couldn't
I
have
would
took
I
it.
would have burnt the dome down before I allowed the
I couldn't
same
have
player
took
got down Super Bowl in Atlanta, man.
For
it. I
They,
couldn't
real.
have took it.
but hey, and my thing
what
is,
the,
you wanted to stop them, Falcons. You had two.
come
The
on
thing
now.
that really kind of that hits me about that team
And
is
then
that
Breeze hit
they
the
went and
single
got
leg.
Kirk Cousins thinking that he was the final piece. Like off that team, because that was before Kirk Cousins got there. Then they went and got Kirk Cousins thinking that he would take them to the next level.
Oh,
And
you
they
talking about
just
yeah,
No,
yeah.
Well,
Kirk threw
we
that.
all knew that was some
Kirk threw
crap.
that. Kirk threw that to Stephon Diggs. He was there.
that wasn't Kirk Cousins.
No, that wasn't Kurt. That was
That was Kirk.
Case.
That
No,
was
that was
No,
that
that
Case
was the year
was
Keenum.
before Kirk
That was
That
Case
was
got there.
Kirk.
Keenum.
no, it
No,
was
that
the
was
other
Case Keenum.
guy.
Ty,
Yeah,
That was
Case
That was the
Keenum.
guy that I
That
that
was
was
mentioned
Case
Case.
earlier. That was Matt Cass, I think.
No, it
Keenum.
was Case
Hold on, I
That
Yeah,
was
know
Keenum.
that
Case
what you're
was.
Keenum.
talking about
Yeah,
because
yeah, that was Matt
2017.
Cass.
that was Kirk
Case
Cousins like his
Keenum.
first year.
It
Look,
wasn't.
Case
man, I
Keenum. Oh,
promise
that
you,
was
that
Case
was
Keenum.
Case
God
Keenum
damn,
Yeah,
that
bro.
that
threw
was
that
Case
ball to
Hold
Keenum.
up. I
Diggs.
must be getting sleepy.
Who the hell? Who somebody say before Case Keenum? Not Kurt. Who's the other guy you brought up?
Matt Castle.
Castle.
Yeah,
I,
it definitely wasn't no Matt Castle
No,
now.
It was Kirk
man,
Cousins.
I
It was
don't
Kirk
know.
Cousins like
It
first
was
Must
year.
Case
be talking
Keenum.
about
Year
me
there.
tonight.
It was
Yo,
Case
hey,
Keenum.
Wallace got a
was
question for the panel. Wallace says, was Kellen Winslow a pass catching tight end or a blocking tight end?
pass
he was a
catch.
murdering tight end.
Bo,
It was both.
you talking about senior, right?
Yeah.
No, he talking about Junior.
Because Junior was all receiver.
J.L. Bird Jr.
Yeah, Junior was all receiver.
Yeah.
He was a pretty boy.
Don't tell him
Damn,
to be
he
a
got
soldier.
rape charge
Junior
now.
needed a grunt for him
I'm
to
a
accept.
soldier. You understand? I'm a fucking soldier.
He
Lord
said
have mercy.
senior. He said he talking about senior.
Oh, you talking about
Oh, yeah,
senior? Oh, I
senior
thought you were
vote.
talking about junior. My bad.
Shoot,
Senior
back
Yeah,
vote.
then
no,
that was kind of a requirement that you had to know how to block
Senior
play
was a
defensive
dog
end.
in both aspects.
Yeah, senior was cool.
Yeah,
He
he
played on the
was.
Chargers team. Didn't
Tip,
he have like didn't something like
Senior
he
was
break a
like one
leg
of
in the
the,
game or something?
huh?
Didn't he like break a leg or something? Guy, remember? Didn't he have to carry him off the field or something?
I
in
remember
the
them.
game?
I don't know what happened, but I remember them having to carry him off the field.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think he broke his femur.
Okay.
ooh, the big
I
Okay.
bone.
knew he had some kind of iconic moment,
Okay. Okay.
unlike his son who just ran his mouth. I'm a fucking soldier.
Man, he trying to live off his daddy's strike.
Yeah, basically. Now,
Man,
there goes
see,
Pops right there.
That's Winslow Senior.
look at that man.
He a Hall of Famer too.
Yeah.
Top 100.
Get above.
Oh,
yeah, I guess.
speaking
There
of
you
that,
go.
speaking of that,
Yeah, that's it right there.
okay, now
Yeah, I think he broke his femur or he messed up his knee. I think it was his femur.
no,
John,
wait a minute.
John, you old enough to know this. And it's Air Coryell.
Wait a minute. Wasn't that the game? He wasn't hurt in that. He wasn't hurt in that particular scene. He was just tired. Because
Well, you would know.
They wore him out that game. He wasn't hurt. He was just
No,
tired.
I think he got hurt, but he kept playing.
I think I heard something like that.
Now Kellen Winslow, cause see, I remember seeing that on NFL film. Cause see, Dan Fouts was putting that thing on him the whole game.
Dan Fouts, he's hating ass.
Wait a minute, what's wrong with Dan Fouts?
Well, he hating on T.O.
See, I don't remember that. You might be right, but I don't
remember that.
He was hating on T.O. when it was time for him to get in the hall. He was one of the guys. I ain't talking about his talent, man. He was a good quarterback now. I was just talking about off the field stuff. But okay, go ahead. I ain't trying to mess up the story. Dan Fouts pretty good quarterback.
No. I said what you said.
That last clip showed him. He was lined up outside the tackle. Oh my God, what tight ends do?
Well, he was hating on T.O.
But then when Kyle Pitts do the same thing last season, it was an issue.
Wait, you talking about for like 2 snaps?
He would line up in line majority of the season.
No, stop it.
Come on, man. He would run the plays off of the line.
You can't get away with that.
Wallace saying the same thing. Wallace Smith saying the same thing. Wallace Smith saying the same thing. The reason I asked,
I don't see the
hard on Pitts.
I don't see the logical connection in using Winslow because Winslow lined up outside the tackle. So how's that a connection? Talking about why are we being hard on Pitts? Why use Winslow as an example when Winslow actually played tight end?
Because Pitts did the same thing last season.
Dude, bro, when?
His numbers, like that. Kyle Pitts would have had close to 1,000 yards if Mariota was a better quarterback.
Okay, but what did that got to do with him lining up at tight end, though?
He lined up at tight end more than he lined up at wide receiver.
No, that I know is false.
Hey Tyler, pull up the numbers.
All right. Well, I'm just waiting for any instance of him actually outside that tackle. Cause y'all said it happened.
It's easy. Hey Tyler, pull up his percentage in line and outside.
He's lined up as a receiver on this one. He's wide out too.
That's the way he can excel at.
Yeah, he's a receiver. Hey, y'all say he'll tight end. Show the footage, please, because I ain't seen one yet. He lined up in the slot right there.
Y'all gonna get that boy hurt.
I ain't never say a number. How the hell I'm making upset?
I don't even think that's a stat to look up. I'm saying that
never said a number. How the hell am I making
you said in line. I'm saying, but you said in line something. I don't even think that's a stat we can look up. How we gonna look up something you just made up? We can't, Winston. We can't look up something you just made up.
So here, all right, I'm gonna read something from the Atlanta Falcons actual page. You ready?
If it's not possible to look up how
I got. Hey, Winston, my guy, I got you, Winston. I'm gonna read this off of the Atlanta Falcons page.
He playing outside.
Go ahead, Kelly.
I got you, Winston. I'm gonna read this from the AtlantaFalcons.com page. Kyle Pitts, for example, is technically a tight end, but lines up all over the place. He played 248 snaps as an inline tight end, 286 in the slot, and another 237 as a wide receiver in 2021. This is on the Atlanta Falcons page.
I know we're gonna found it on NFL.com.
Run those numbers again.
From the AtlantaFalcons.com, Kyle Pitts,
Okay.
for example, is technically a tight end. It said technically a tight end. This is what it says, but lines up all over the place. He played 248 snaps as an inline tight end, 286 in the slot, and 237 as a wide receiver.
Wait a minute. So 286 in the slot, and how much is a wide receiver?
237. So in total, he did 286 plus 237 quick math. So that's what
600.
that's like
500
600 as a receiver.
Now, do y'all
Boy,
see this?
Winston,
Y'all
he
see
is
this
blowing you out of
article?
the water.
You see this article that Tidy just posted up here? Now, I didn't
That's on
know.
AtlantaFalcons.com.
Now, I didn't know that it was going to be 71% more money if Jimmy Graham, had been designated a wide receiver and the arbitrator designated him a tight end.
Yeah, that's what he was arguing about, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Woo wee. And wait a minute. Hey, scroll back up, Title. Is this the same? Or is this somebody different? Because I want to get back to that typeface. Oh, all right. Okay, now it said that Graham lined up and split out on 67% of the Saints snaps that previous season. So, man, he lost 71% more money because they ruled him as a tight end because, you know, they wasn't really paying tight ends anything. Oh, my goodness. Boy. Oh, that's that same thing going on with the running backs, man. That's the same thing going on with the running backs. Oh, shoot. Like I said, once they changed the rules and made it where you have to do a rookie contract before you get your extension, shoot, running back lifespan ain't but 4 years. So by the time you get your 4th year, hey, man, they can toss you aside, go find somebody else. They're willing to go ahead and roll the dice like that.
And here's another problem. You can now find that value down in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th round now.
Yeah.
Of course you can.
Yeah.
You can find that at HBCU school if you know how to know what you're doing.
Thing is, see, running backs aren't okay. Back in the as late as the 80s or whatever, if a running back had 100 yards, that was a good day. Okay. Do you have any running backs consistently getting 80 yards in a game now?
Only the top 2.
You know, well, I don't think Christian McCaffrey getting 80 yards a game.
Henry.
You know, yeah. I forgot about Derrick. Derrick Henry, yeah. But man, I mean, that's something else. What are we looking at, Ty? Oh, we pulling up some more Kyle Pitts stuff.
Well, I think we cleared the case on that. That Pitt is pretty much a finesse, at best, a finesse tight end. Definitely like not no physical on the line. You know.
Yeah, George.
Yeah, I guess so. But George Kittle is being coached by an offensive guru. Oh Lord, I use that word. Well, I can use it with Kyle Shanahan, but when we gonna get our guru?
Well, you got to see what we got this year, and see. Thing is,
I know we got the talent.
Like y'all, like I keep telling y'all, those of you all who want an offensive coordinator, forget it. It ain't happening.
6 games, we will know.
That's right. You know,
yeah.
6 games, we will know.
Oh, 6 games. Now, okay, so why 10 and not 16, buddy?
I said 6. I said 6 because that's gonna get.
No. I know what you're saying. So you don't even give them. You don't even give them a full season. You say after 10.
After 10 games, you know what you got in the quarterback.
Okay, I guess I can roll with you on that one. So you say put Taylor Heineke in?
After 10 games, we will know.
You might not have a choice.
I know I ain't trying to miss the playoffs.
Yeah, after 8 games, you got enough time to save your season.
Well, we say it's 6. We're gonna go with 6.
Well, I'm gonna say this now. I'm one of those people that feel that you got to hit the ground running, whenever you play anybody. All right. Now we're starting out with Carolina. A game like that will bite you in the behind heading into the playoff time because now that's a divisional opponent and that's a conference opponent.
That's a must win.
That's a double whammy. That's a double whammy. Now when the tiebreakers start, see, it's your division record, your conference record, and I can't remember what the progression is.
Strength of schedule.
The points.
Strength of schedule, and what the team that you played, what they've done.
Repeat that again, Winston.
It's strength of schedule. All right, so it goes from divisional to your strength of schedule, and the team that you play, their strength of schedule and what their win percentage is. That's how it goes. It goes divisional, where it goes your win total, divisional, and then strength of schedule.
What about conference?
I mean, the conference go along with it. Conference go along with your strength of schedule. All that factor in together. So it goes what's your overall? What's your overall? Then what you do in your division. If you have a higher division win record than the other teams, but you tie with a team in your division, you will win your division.
And don't they go from after division record? Don't they go to conference record after that?
They go with the strength of schedule.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, I thought they go head to head.
I looked it up. Now this is what it is.
I thought they go head to head.
Okay, it's head to head first. Then best win-loss tie percentage. Best win-loss tie percentage in games played within the division. Then best win-loss tie percentage in common games. Then best win-loss tie percentage in games played within the conference. Then strength of victory. Then strength of schedule.
Damn, Winston, you down there, Phil.
How they measure that strength of victory?
That's literally what I just said.
Guess point scored against
your point score ain't got shit to do with it. It's your overall record. It's your overall record.
Yeah, point scored does, because point scored is best net points in common games, best net points in all games, best net touchdowns in all games, and then coin toss is the last one.
Well, yeah, that's said conference, or at least I was third.
Tie with a team.
Say what now?
That's if you're in a tie with a team.
But see, that's what I'm saying.
On regular standing, it goes your overall. So if we go 11-6, and another team in the NFC go 11-6, right? And the Saints go 11-6. All right. So it would go if the Saints go 11-6 and we go 11-6. First thing got to be figured out is, all right, what's our head-to-head?
Right.
So if we beat the Saints 2 times, right, and then our divisional record is 4-2, and the Saints sweep Carolina, but their divisional record is 3-3, we will win the division. We'll win the division because of our divisional schedule and what we did within the division. All right, so that we're gonna put that aside. So now we won the division. All right, so now that we done won the division, we somewhere in the top 4 in the conference. All right, so the only way for us to move up at 11-6 is if one, we have a better record than, say, Minnesota. Say Minnesota win their division, but they're 10-7. We'll move up to 3rd place. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, when they will seed you, you will be seeded depending upon where you end up at the end of the year. You'll get seeded.
That's
You
literally
get,
what I'm saying.
but see what I'm saying. See, this is what I'm saying here. Now, okay, say for instance, us in New Orleans, 11-6, and we split. Okay,
And we flip.
we
All
beat
right, so
New
then
Orleans.
it goes to our divisional record.
Okay,
It goes immediately
now,
to our divisional record.
okay, say for instance, we even in the division, and it's possible because we split.
Then it goes to strength of schedule.
No, it goes to the best one loss tie percentage in games that we played together. Because see, we're going to play an AFC division and we're going to play an NFC division. Okay. Now, those 3 teams that we play, or those 4 teams that we play in that division, all right. Say for instance, New Orleans beat all 4 of the similar division that we were in. We beat all 4 of them. Then it goes to best one loss tie percentage in games played within the conference. So we have 2.
That's not how it works. Because you know why? I'm gonna show you exactly why it doesn't work that way. All right. So, all right.
I thought you looked it up, John.
Hold on. Last season, right? Last season we finished what? Second in the division?
No, we were third. What, we third?
We were third in the division, right? All right. So when you play out of conference teams,
common conference teams.
All right. So all right. In conference teams. So we playing what, the NFC North this year, right?
Yeah.
We'll play their 3rd rated team from last season.
No,
that's right.
No, you'll play that whole division. You play that whole division.
Oh, correction. AFC, we match up with the 3rd rated team.
We play that.
That's the conference, Winston.
Hey, Winston.
That's the conference, Winston.
See, the thing is,
AFC is not the conference. What are you talking about? AFC is not the conference.
No, I know what you talking about. We're gonna match up with the 3rd rated team just because we finished 3rd in our division. I mean, we're gonna play the person that finished 3rd in the NFC division. You see what I'm saying? Even though we still gonna play the entire NFC North, we still gonna play whoever finished 3rd in the NFC West, whoever finished 3rd in the NFC East, and whoever finished 3rd in the NFC the other division.
Well, now hold
up. That's strength of schedule.
Okay, hold up.
That's strength of schedule.
But it don't work like that in the AFC though. We're not gonna play whoever won 3rd.
There are only 2 divisions that we play fully. Our division and whatever other division that we gonna play.
No. You play an AFC division and you play a full NFC division.
And then
that's right.
And then you play your own division.
Then you play a 3rd rated team because you are a 3rd rated team.
Because you got 2 games. You got 2 odd games that you play outside of the AFC division you playing, the NFC division you playing, and your own division. You got 2 odd games.
Wait a minute, Winston, you might be right on that. Wait, John, who are those teams that we play?
3rd place teams out of those divisions.
Yeah,
John, who is the
3rd place
AFC
teams out of those divisions.
We playing our division and we playing the NFC North. And we all agree on that, right?
No, you play an AFC division also.
AFC South.
Playing the South.
Okay,
the South.
And then we're going to play the 3rd place team in the NFC West and the 3rd place team in the NFC East.
You play 2 teams that are rated at the same rate as you, as a 3rd rated team in their division.
Okay, I looked at it. I looked at it, Winston.
Will come into.
Yeah,
but that's only for the NFC. The only AFC teams we playing are those 4 AFC South teams. But you're right about South, we're gonna play the
and we play the NFC
right,
North.
But that's it. Those are
2 teams outside of it.
Okay.
Right, and those are the NFC teams you're talking about. Those are the teams you're talking about with the strength of schedule. But they in the NFC though. They're not in the AFC.
That's what your tiebreakers come into. That's what your tiebreakers come in.
But you said it was an AFC team. I was just letting you know it
It
ain't no
wasn't.
AFC
It
team.
is an AFC team because of this 17th game now.
No.
Well, I just looked at.
See,
Well, who is the
you
other AFC
already
team
had-
besides?
You already had two
Put
odd
it,
teams.
hey, Tyler, put
Okay.
it schedule back up.
You gotta remember,
pull the
John, we got a
schedule back up.
17th game now.
See, you
I ain't-
already had
We got
two
that,
odd
but I'm
teams.
saying.
With a 16-game schedule, you already
Okay,
had
I see
two
it.
odd teams anyway.
We got a 17-game schedule. We play. It's 18 games. We play
Playing
17.
another AFC odd team.
So it's another
I
odd
don't.
team.
I don't see it.
Yeah, in the AFC from the AFC.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't
So it's
see it.
another.
All right.
It's another
All
odd
right,
team.
hold on. We play Arizona. That's NFC West.
I got
And
you.
then we play the Jets. It's AFC East.
Got you. You're right. There
Yeah.
you go, Winston. You're right. That's
Okay.
it. It's the Jets. Winston,
Okay.
right, everybody. Okay, we said you're right.
No. Hold
That's
up.
it. That is it, John. That's
No,
it because that's
no.
an AFC East team.
Oh, wait a minute. What's the question here?
Winston said that it was going to be a third place team in the AFC that we were going to play because of strength of schedule. And that's the Jets because the Jets finished third in the AFC last year, just like we finished third in the NFC South. You're right, Winston. I give you that one.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, well, I have no argument with that because that's true. However, strength of schedule is one of the tiebreakers. Strength of victory and strength of schedule. Matter of fact, strength of victory is number 5. If you got the same equal, say for instance, strength of victory in all games. Say both teams beat both teams that are being considered for
It's gonna be tough this year with that 17 game.
Yeah, so that might solve itself, but then again, it may not, because see, if you had a strength of victory in all games that was equal between the two teams, you move to the next tiebreaker, which is strength of schedule in all games. Okay, because see, the thing is, you might have in the two divisions that you play a 14-2 team that you beat, and that's one of the teams that's one of the games that they lost, whereas somebody else had a 10-5 team. Okay, and they won against you to make it 15-2. Okay, so your strength of schedule would be tilted. And then next is the best combined ranking among teams in points scored. Then is best ranking among in points scored and point allowed. Then best net points. Then best net points in all games. Then best net touchdowns in all games, and then the very last thing. And somebody coin toss, if I'm not mistaken. Toddy, when was that? Do you remember that?
When exactly, John?
Somebody made it to the coin toss. I'm trying to think of who it was. But
Somebody got an echo.
It just popped up.
Y'all hear that, or that just me?
Yeah,
No,
I
I
saw
heard the echo.
and it went away.
No, I heard the echo.
I think that was Winston.
Yeah, it might. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see, 3.
Well, hopefully we don't need all these tiebreakers. We just win the South.
Hey, can y'all hear me? Is that clear?
Yeah,
We
we
hear
can.
your echo.
Yeah, but you got an echo.
Hold on. Y'all hear me now?
Yeah. But you
All
still
right.
got an echo.
It's not that we don't hear you. He gone. It's not that we don't hear you. It's an echo every time we talk.
Yep. And y'all, we right at 3 hours, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it loose for the night, man. We'll do it again next Friday, of course. Waffle House edition, man. I want to thank everybody who came through. Thank Winston, Red, David, John, Kelly, Mark, and anybody else I might have missed. And also everybody, of course, in the chat. We definitely do appreciate it. You know, we're gonna try to do this every Friday night, Waffle House edition. Good conversation, good engagement, which I definitely thank y'all for. But we are officially out. And again, we'll try to do it every Friday, man. You know, as long as we get some participation, get some engagement, we'll try to show it to the Waffle House every single Friday. Appreciate y'all, man. As always, y'all take it easy.
Wow.
Have a good weekend. Peace.
All right, man.
Right on, ABG.
Thanks.